After 20 years, you would want to break too. But the guys are back now. Enjoy. It's the Opie and Anthony Show on Sirius XM.
Very happy. Nick DiPaolo in studio.
Hi.
He admitted right away that he's never seen Star Wars.
Never seen it.
I find that
That's
actually
kind of amazing.
fascinating.
I hate that shit.
Yeah.
But you're old enough to...
You fell right into the thing when it came out. You were probably of the age that was right in the demo. You didn't want to see
What
it
year
even
was
then.
that?
77.
Oh, I was into porn by then. I was 15.
Yeah.
But all these years, you would assume you would just...
I did.
See it somewhere.
Like 10 years ago, it was on HBO.
Yeah.
This nice volume. Who built this piece of shit? The
volumes
cutting in and out. No, it's the buttons. Fucking whatever.
Oh, all right.
But I tried watching like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, a talking bowling trophy and a fucking black guy with a hat. You got to suspend your disbelief. I can't. I don't fucking. It's like Scooby Doo. I hated that too. Everybody likes Scooby Doo. I'm like, what the fuck? Then cartoons, Foghorn Leghorn, the
Right,
fucking anvil would fall on a raccoon's head. That's funny.
Right.
Scooby Doo is just a detective show. You could use real actors.
Yeah.
Right.
I never liked Scooby Doo either. I liked the old Warner Brothers cartoons. They were clever and funny. But like Scooby Doo came out, I was like, this sucks. The animation was terrible.
The Scrappy Doo days were better. When his nephew would come, you'd think that's adorable.
And they would be surprised every time when they had to pull the mask off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When were they going to learn that?
Boy, they didn't. Yeah,
that the criminals like putting masks on.
They didn't change up the plot line of those shows.
Oh, my
But it was like watching a regular TV show, only animated.
Right.
Cartoon, the whole idea is to have shit happen in, like that a human couldn't survive.
Shotgun right in a duck's face and his bill spins around his head.
Type of shit.
Wait, slow down. You can't show that anymore.
Yeah,
they took all that off. They took all that off TV.
Yeah. One of the funniest things was Pink Panther. I still remember the scenario. Like a piano fell on his head and it crunched him, and he was all wrinkled.
Yeah.
So he laid himself on an ironing board and he started ironing. And then the phone rang and he left the iron in his stomach and it burnt a hole through his stomach.
Brilliant.
And then he put a clock in where the hole was in his stomach and the alarm went off and he vibrated out of the fucking brilliant scenario.
Come on.
Yeah, but that could never happen.
Oh,
Exactly my point.
Although you don't have many dogs solving crimes either. Unless the woman's like, where did I lose my peanut butter? He's Detective Scooby on the case.
Shit.
What's going on, Nick?
Well, I'm here to plug Caroline's again.
Nice.
It's like, what is this, 1999 all over? Fucking Jesus.
When
this weekend?
Caroline's tomorrow night, Saturday night, and Sunday night.
All right, cool.
Yes.
You're not doing tonight?
Huh?
Thursday?
No. You know why? I'll tell you why. We had a battle over money, and I ended up winning the battle on money, and Lewis knows I hate working Sundays, so he gives me the Sunday instead of the Thursday.
Little fucking twist.
That's my theory. I don't know.
It's probably a good theory.
You know what I mean?
It's probably a good
I
theory.
think it's a good theory.
He hates Sundays. Yeah. Let him have Sunday.
Yeah, no, it's okay, Nick.
Why do you hate Sundays? It's not a good night for comedy?
I don't know. I'd rather be home. There's usually a game of the week on or something.
Fucking relaxing.
But,
I hear you.
Let's be honest. Any day of the week, I don't want to work.
Yeah, who wants to?
Yeah, Jimmy, you're going to be in Tampa, aren't you? I was just there at Side Splitters.
Is it good?
Oh, that's a great club.
I've never done it.
Oh, it's a fucking great club. Yeah.
I'm there the 11th and 12th.
The guy that owns it's a hard drinking.
Really?
Bobby, oh, yeah, he's fucking great. He brings me to a steakhouse the minute we get there.
Is he Irish?
Bobby Jewell. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
He's a New Yorker, but he, went to college in Staten. But he smokes like 3 packs an hour, drinks whiskey by noontime, get a quart of whiskey. And he picks me up. He brings me right from the airport to a steakhouse.
Ooh, sounds nice.
And had I ate 70 pounds of red meat. This guy already had prostate cancer, and he's eating like steak bigger than his forearm, drinking whiskey.
Good for him.
I beat it. He's back on the cigarette. But that's a great club. A lot of whoas come in and out of the place. It's nice.
You got to respect the guys that aren't affected by that stuff and just go right back to their lifestyle.
Right back to it.
That amazes me.
You'd think it's like, well, this was quite a wake-up call for me. Fucking keep smoking away. I love it.
Real men, they just keep going.
Yeah.
I'm reading the fat grams in the Twinkie package.
Right, exactly.
Like a twat.
Like some bitch.
Like a titless wonder.
You're Pussy.
But
shit. Me and Nick were talking about the whole Obamacare thing and just politics in general and how this nation is just doomed and no one seems to be waking up.
well, they can't. Dancing with the Stars is on, and
Exactly. There's a plane missing. There's this. We're fixated on all these little peripheral things while we're just being robbed and raped. As we go to work on a daily basis, if you told anybody back in the earlier days of the United States that the United States government and the state that you live in, or whatever, was going to be more than 50% partner with you in everything you do financially,
No, exactly.
they'd have packed up and gone back to fucking England.
no, that's exactly right. And then all the young kids that voted this dope in and fucking and immigrants, they don't know the fucking true meaning of liberty. I guess
They don't know.
Like you said, you wanted to shoot a rabbit in your yard and cook it tonight.
Right.
You'll get arrested for that.
You
My
wanna go
grandmother
out.
used to do that.
Yeah.
She'd kill it with a baseball bat.
That was a basic freedom.
Nobody said
that if you told someone that would be against the law years ago, they think you were crazy. I can't go out and hunt food for my family. Get out of here.
Try planting a tree in your yard. You're going to go through like a year and a half of paperwork to
Plant
the
one.
tree.
Try to take one down. I had fucking inspectors and permits and shit just to cut a tree down in my yard.
But it's
Years
your
ago,
property.
You could clear an entire fucking field. No one cared.
Tribe.
Yes, a tribe. You could clear a whole tribe out of it. But
10 Iroquois in your backyard. Get the fuck out.
and everyone still gets up and we are the freest nation and the freedom we should appreciate. It's being robbed from us on a daily basis at the smallest local level and at the highest federal level. Everywhere in between, we're being fucked in the ass, and we smile and watch Dancing with the Stars.
Well, we don't know how to do it. I wouldn't even know how to get a hold of my congressman with you. Did you
No.
learn that in school? No.
No,
And
there's
they don't
no
want you
more.
to learn it.
Well, you can get a hold of those guys.
When you see some of those clips of a man on the street interview with a congressman out in Washington, and they go up to him with the mic and go, Mr. Congressman
Right.
or Mr. Senator,
Right.
and they literally run away from them. It's
Right.
like, you fucking represent me, you cocksucker.
Well, that's what they don't even realize.
They don't.
that they represent us. It's
That-
not the other. You know what I mean? You
That
can
whole-
fucking go up to your
yeah.
congressman and go, "You're fired, dickhead. I'm
You
your
should
boss."
be able to go, look, asshole, you're fucking everything up on his desk, right in his face. Hey, you. But no, you get thrown out and arrested before you even get close to the joint.
You see Chuck Schumer in a restaurant, you just slap him the side of the head on the way out.
Hey, hey, stunad.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Exactly what everyone else does. Watch some fun TV.
You start the revolution, we'll follow you.
Yeah, that's
Well, I'm
just
50.
it.
If I was 18, I'd join a militia tomorrow.
Right?
You know what I mean? Can't
I'm
now. I
just
got bad
too old
shoulders. I
now.
got hips like Billy D. Williams. What am I going to do?
Like that fucking... it's like Billy D. Yeah,
Was he in Star Wars, I take it?
He was in The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, he was
part
in
two.
one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not
Empire
doing this.
Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Third one was a little
What was
weak.
that about? Welfare?
Love it.
It's so funny. You guys are talking about hell, and I'm in the car, and I'm screaming at the radio. I stop screaming. I hear either Opie or Anthony goes,
Yeah,
Nick's in the car, and I'm probably yelling in his radio.
That was me. I had no
Yes.
doubt.
It's like, damn.
That's what I heard as I stopped
pretty good.
yelling. I'm in the car going, it's a fucking ruse. Don't you understand?
It is a ruse. This whole fucking thing.
You got new insurance? Because you're a guy that doesn't have kids, and you got to now pay for
I
that
don't know,
stuff.
but I know I can get my yeast infections paid.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I know there's also this controversy with whether Catholic religious organizations should have to foot the bill for birth control and abortions and things
Yes.
like that. And that's kind of a tricky situation.
That is a tricky one.
If you're going to adhere to the rules and say that the churches do have a right, then you can't force them to pay for a woman's birth control if it's against their religious
Right,
beliefs.
good points. How about they pay taxes? Fuck them, pony up.
I'm
Tired of
not
religion.
against that at
Thank
all.
you.
I absolutely
I agree with
think
that, too.
I think the churches should have to foot the bill also for
I do,
fucking
too.
taxes. Absolutely. And if they want to say in what they should or shouldn't do, then
Pay your
pony
taxes,
up.
motherfuckers, and then you can use all the charity you do as a big
Yo,
write-off.
Slow down. Growing up, we were a church.
You guys, of course, the Hughes family was a church.
We were a church.
What do you mean you were a church?
My dad figured out a way. He's like, if we're a church, we don't have to pay taxes.
Yes. His real name is Greg Hubbard.
I'm not joking. No,
the funny thing is, Opie molested himself.
Exactly. Can you blame him?
We actually were officially a church. He found a loophole, but then he got mad if we didn't take the tax exempt certificates with us, and so we could show them we're a church, so we didn't have to pay taxes.
Wait, you would go to a store with these tax exempt certificates?
I never did. It was so embarrassing.
And if you bought groceries and they said, all right, $60, and here's the tax.
It was more like getting some sneakers or something with your pals at the mall, and then my dad expected me to hand over this thing that proves that we're part of a church, so I don't have to pay taxes.
Did your dad build a steeple on your garage?
He figured it out for a year or two.
But what store owner
windows
even
in
knew
the
about that?
I don't know. This is
like, did you have store owners go, what is this? No, you pay taxes.
Some kind of tax exempt certificate that you handed in.
I've
really?
never heard of that.
I never did it because, like I said, I'm a teenager. I was mortified.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
So I had to go home and just lie and go, yeah, we did it. Yep, it worked. It worked.
How long did that scam go for?
A few years, a couple of years.
Buying 1,000 Hot Pockets for our flock.
Little loophole.
Wow,
I think they closed that loophole.
Your old man's brilliant.
I don't think you could just start a church like that anymore.
There were people that would always do that. I like the
there was no services or anything. Everyone, you understand this, right?
It's a different type of church.
We just were a church.
It's the church of the tax exempt.
Yes,
exactly.
You were the original Westboro Baptist. You make your sign, stand outside the funerals.
Yeah.
Yep.
Our fucking Lady of Wesley Snipes.
Well, you got to do what you got to do. My dad was smart in that way.
Yeah, huh?
I guess.
He knew he was getting fucked in the ass, so he had some workarounds.
It was always
workarounds, right?
Always somebody talking about the taxes and saying, the law says you don't have to pay your taxes. You ever see those? You get them on like Facebook. It's like, all right, you give it a try.
Yeah.
Let me know how it goes. Worked.
Well, wasn't there remember there was some couple up in New Hampshire? Remember that they hadn't paid?
That wasn't paying their taxes because they said, no, it's not a law.
Where are they now? They're rotting in a jail somewhere?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there's not to jail for that. He listened to that, and that was why he went to jail.
You tell them that.
Hold on.
It doesn't hold up in court.
We got a very pissed off guy in Philly.
What?
Pissed at you and you.
Uh-oh.
That'll be Nick and Anthony. Point to me and Sam.
I like Obama.
Jake and Philly, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to the old, bitter millionaires.
Gonna wake my kids, Jake.
Millionaires. I'm selling weed to kids in the afternoon up by my house.
Sir,
what seems to be your problem, Jake?
My biggest issue was your guys' bullshit cop-out argument of, a couple generations ago, they would have gone crazy if they see what we're doing now. That's such a bullshit argument because literally 3 generations ago, they didn't know what fucking airplanes were. You have to evolve with the time. Don't get me wrong. Taxes aren't where they should be. There are some regulations out there that are bullshit. Don't get me wrong. But to go with that cheap-ass argument when you're sitting on a fucking gold throne in there, that's bullshit.
Don't tell me. You know why? Because I could have 2 gold thrones, you fucking dick.
That's right.
The government is taking half my money. Don't look at me and say, oh, you're rich. It doesn't matter to you. I don't like having my shit I earned taken. You try it, asshole. How about 50%? We'll do a percentage thing. How much do you make a year? Let the government take half. How will you feel? Fuck you.
I love how this guy thinks he would handle it differently if he had more money.
Exactly. And if you had money, you'd fucking just tra-la-la, throwing it around to everybody.
Right.
Fuck off.
And it's not a gold throne, sir. It's a black seat with a fist on it.
Exactly.
And it's tiny.
What?
You're a fucking retard. You literally play. You go and you play blackjack. You play $30 hands. You have fuck you money beyond
$30 hands. I play $3,000 hands, you fucking asshole. And you know why? Because it's my money to do it as I fucking please. Don't tell me because I spend my money irresponsibly that it's not my money. I could do whatever I want with it. I don't want the government telling me what I have to do with it to a point. I understand taxes are necessary. You got to keep the highways fucking paved and shit running. I understand that. But I don't want my wealth going to other people that haven't achieved wealth to equal things out below me.
It's never supposed to be equal.
No, it wasn't.
It's a free market system. It was never supposed to be fucking
not equal wealth. Mm-hmm. That's bullshit. That's totally against what this country's about.
I understand, but my point is,
Apparently not.
You sound awfully hypocritical to literally spend all of this money the way you do, and then complain when you have to write a little check.
A little check.
little
Hey,
check.
dick face, you don't understand how big the checks are that I have to write to government agencies. You don't get it. You're not educated enough to fucking voice this argument with me. You don't know. You don't know the amount of taxes I fucking pay. And no one has a right to tell me whatever money's left over, how I can or can't fucking spend it. Blow me, man. You're the hypocrite.
No, you're not getting the point. You're not getting the point.
Yeah, I am.
It's not anything about how educated or uneducated I am.
Right.
Fuck that point.
It's not educated. I said you're ignorant.
Okay, well, a little bit.
Ignorant has nothing to do with education.
You said he
really.
wasn't educated enough to do it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. Fuck him. Well, you don't have enough. You don't have enough knowledge. What?
No, okay,
Go ahead.
I thought you were going to keep talking. So, no, it comes down to the fact that on one hand, on just all that I'm looking at is your personality on the show. Stuff
Right.
like that, whatever.
Good point.
You, on one hand, you'll sit there and go, I went to Borgata, they took care of me. It basically was like an $80,000 night, it sounds like you talked about. And then on the right hand, you sit there and fucking bitch like crazy about cutting these checks. You just sound like a hypocrite. That's all I'm saying. You're entitled.
Where's the hypocrisy?
There's no
I'm not saying- I
hypocrisy
don't
in
see the hypocrisy.
spending the money, my money that is left over. It's only half of what I earn that's left over, and spending it like I fucking damn well please. You don't know what I do with the rest of my money either. You don't know what I'm doing with the half that I'm allowed to keep. I talk about going to the Borgata here on the show. What do I do with the rest of it?
Think
Tell
Gary
me.
Glitter and Pete Townsend.
Exactly. I had a whole gaggle of Mexicans in my yard yesterday. Oh, were they mowing the lawn, getting the leaves out of the way. It was fantastic. I pay them very well.
In cash, too, right?
That's how I work. Well, you got to. You
Yeah,
don't want
of
to
course.
pay it. No.
Well, that's a good point, though. You're employing people.
I'm employing fucking people. I got
rising tide
carpenters.
lifts all boats.
Yeah. I got carpenters working downstairs in my house. I got painters. I employ people, motherfucker.
I understand. Listen.
No, you don't.
Let me just, one more point, and then I'll...
Hold on, Carl wants
Points on
into
your head.
Carl's a faggot.
Carl,
No.
maybe Carl agrees with you. I don't know.
Carl works at Bill Cox's outfit.
Go ahead, Carl. You're on with Jake.
Ain't got no gas in it.
If he fancies himself a faggot, I agree with him.
Oh, fancy.
This motherfucker, I was in my early fucking 20s when Obama got elected the first time, and I guarantee you that just like every other young person my age I knew, this cocksucker voted for Obama and loved him first because why? It was a popular fucking thing to do.
Yeah,
He's a
that's
goddamn
right.
fucking celebrity, and that's it. You know why I'm a fucking Republican? Because my fucking dad worked his hands with a fucking bone every fucking day. And worked through
Wouldn't let him touch me.
Exactly. Scary. Gave happy ending massages.
His dad did what?
Worked his hands to the bone.
This guy, he's got no problem.
Don't let him hand you the
Obama
birthday
taking-
cake. It's disgusting.
He's got no
Bony
problem
hand.
with Obama taking half
Get
of
it,
his
Jim?
fucking money. But if Obama wanted half of his girlfriend's pussy or half of his boyfriend's cock, would he be happy to that?
Ah! He's laughing at it.
Go ahead, Jake.
So, all right, let me just make my point, and I'll hang up.
Oh, boy.
No, you didn't address Carl though. Carl
This
made
is
some
like-
good points in
This
there.
is like Meet the
I'm
Press today.
about-
It really is.
Yeah, I thought Carl made some good points.
I agree. I'm going to refute to what he said because he's making accusations that aren't true. I'm in my upper 20s. I'm a small business owner.
What kind of business? What kind of business, Jake?
Thimbles.
Why wouldn't you?
sales.
Small.
Are you?
It's sales. I employ.
What about the
All right, so
faggot?
for
What about
boats.
the faggot part?
Well, that's all right. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
When I'm
and-
fighting it. Oh, sorry. You're talking to me.
Well, you said he had a lot of things that weren't true. I figured you would start with the faggot thing.
Well, nobody's perfect.
This is before you go. Before I forget this. This is the mentality, though. This
No,
is the
the message-
mentality.
you're right, it's caught
that
on.
Somebody should have a say over what the fuck I do with what's even left over now.
Right.
Like I don't have a say for half my money. Half the money I earn, I have no say in what happens to it. It goes away. And now some of these motherfuckers want to have some kind of say in what's left over
Right.
and how I should spend it and how I should feel about spending it. And why shouldn't I just tell you to go fuck your mother when you come out with something as stupid as that?
There's a tax on that, too.
Please let
Yeah.
me finish, please. It's not the fact that I want to dictate how you spend your money. It's just hard for the average Joe to swallow your rants when you can live the life.
But that's none of it. But that's none of their business.
No, I think it is
how he
easy.
spends his money.
You know, because percentage-wise, it's all relative. Take a person that makes $40,000 a year. Let them keep 20 of it, and then have the neighbor tell him how he should spend that 20,000. He'd get punched in the face. Is what would happen.
It's not about trying to dictate how you spend it, but it's just hard to relate. That's my point.
Hey, you know what? You relating to how I spend my money ain't my fucking problem either.
But this has affected everyone, the middle class. We've said it.
It's a new mentality.
When
I was in my 20s and somebody was rich, I wanted to be like them. I didn't fucking go, he's a prick. He's a one percenter.
Yeah.
That fucking mentality is caught on in this country. It's evil. You know?
We've also made the point that to us it's just annoying. We do have enough money in the end, but this shit is also affecting the middle class big time.
Nobody gave it to you, Opie. How long you guys been getting up at 4:30 in the fucking morning?
Where was this guy when I was fucking covered in insulation in an attic?
In the end, it's not going to
cutting holes in the ceiling.
I wasn't born, you old fuck.
It's kind of funny.
Oh, wow.
Kind of funny.
He got you on that one. But we've said many times it's more annoying.
Our girlfriend's perfect age for me to fuck then.
Our lifestyles aren't going to change drastically. But I come from a huge middle class family. They're being affected by all this shit.
The middle class is spoiled. I agree.
And Jake, you would be just as mad if you made a lot of money.
Exactly. Everyone
I love
that
the people
talks
that go,
about
well,
this.
if I had the money.
No, guys, all right.
You would do the
All of a
exact
sudden,
same thing.
He gets successful. He would try every fucking loophole in the tax system to keep as much money as he could.
Right.
He'd be angry at every check he has to write to government agencies. You're lying to yourself.
I'd be having bake sales and give the proceeds to people of color.
Exactly.
I'm a small business.
That sounded so sincere.
Small business owner. What's your business? What field?
He said sales.
It's industrial sales.
Sells
so
weed.
I sell things to engineers.
Oh, he sells pipes.
Exactly. So it's a small business. It's 4 people. I write those checks. It sucks. My point simply was, it's just hard for the regular person like myself, who I do a fairly good living, to hear someone spend.
Well, let me make you understand then.
on
That's what you have to relate to. If you're successful, you get to spend the half of your money you're able to keep in a way that you want to spend it to entertain yourself, to have fun, to be responsible, to keep a roof over your head, to keep your family safe and healthy, and keep loved ones in maybe a car, whatever. That's how I spend my fucking money.
I got Larry in Indiana. He wants in on this, Jake. He might agree with you. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
All right.
Larry!
Another faggot on the phone. Go ahead, Larry.
Jake's all right.
Oh, Jake's would be a good phone screener.
It is nobody's business what Anthony Cumia, Nick DiPaolo, Sam Roberts, the man, or Greg Opie Hughes does with their money. It's nobody's damn business.
Why is it their business what I do with my money, Larry?
Their money, and the government has no
Because you're
right
dangerous,
to have
Jimmy.
their hands in his pocket.
I think because you had a problem with Larry
Yeah.
a few weeks back. He's the religious
But
guy.
hold on, Larry, how come it's okay for them to know what I'm doing with my money?
Yeah, what about Jimmy Norton? Little Jimmy Norton has some
how
money.
come? I have some money.
He's got a few bucks in his back pocket.
A couple of shekels.
Right.
I think Jimmy's made it public what he does with his money.
That's true.
He's got a urine-stained pillowcase.
And that's against what the Lord thinks.
I'm paying
And
for
Larry's a God
people.
guy.
Sexual reassignment surgery, one lucky devil at a time.
I'm mortified and embarrassed that I forgot James Norton. Will you ever forgive me?
Yeah, you
Mr.
I will, Larry. It's understandable.
Larry.
But it really is nobody's business. The government is so involved in people's lives that you can't get free of government, and that's what our country was supposed to be.
That's what it was founded on.
We're past the point of any type of
That's what it was
revolution
founded
or
on.
anything.
I'm not going to get off my couch.
No, who is?
Well,
We're past the point of any kind of revolution that's already been proven to work. I mean, any kind of revolt of the people, that's gone. That doesn't happen. And if it did, it's such a small pocket of people that they're just put under as nuts and lunatics and right-wing fanatics. So we're in a position where they've actually succeeded in quelling any revolution that might start. It's got to be a different type of revolution. But again, there's too much good shit on TV.
It's hard to start a revolution. I get the MLB package, for Christ's sake.
Yes,
I mean,
see?
fucking-
Exactly.
Right.
It's crazy. The season just started.
Jake, what do you got? What do you got to say to Larry?
We're going to have to agree to disagree, I think.
Oh, come on,
I
Jake.
like that.
Jake.
I'm sorry. I fought a good fight.
It really has gotten invasive, though. The government invasion is just, it's really sickening.
Of course it is.
But both sides do it, and that's why it's like the Democrats do it with your fucking money, and the arch conservatives do it with religion. It's like, just stay out of my fucking business.
Yeah, my life.
But one day, let me say I should. What is have you gotten in trouble from fucking religious right ever?
No, but it kind of.
I mean, that was true years ago. They used to fucking, but they're not the ones getting people kicked off the air and shit. It's fucking.
But after Janet Jackson, that was a conservative administration. All like the fines going tenfold. All that was the conservative administration rolling downhill.
Okay, but that doesn't affect your everyday life. You know what I mean? They're not telling you what kind of toilets to use, what kind of light bulbs to put.
If you say something on the air that gets you fired now, it's guaranteed going to be a liberal.
Absolutely.
Very true. But if you slip and say fuck, liberals are much more likely to overlook it and go, well, it was a fleeting expletive.
That's true, but in this day, you're probably not going to get in as big a trouble as you would have years ago by saying fuck.
I don't know. I find them both to be repulsive with that. And I was always the same way, fuck the liberal. But then after Janet Jackson, that was not a fucking...
But I think it's a lot more... Look, if you say the 7 dirty words on the radio, you'll get some arch conservatives saying, well, the children could hear that and you get in trouble. But that at least is a black and white thing. You say it or you don't say it. Here's a list. Don't say this. This vague, obscure, ideological bullshit that they could pull out of their ass, and all of a sudden you're a racist, a homophobe, a fucking misogynistic.
That shit can ruin your life.
That fucks you.
That can ruin your life.
Right.
It has.
You
ruined many people's
say
lives.
fuck on the air and get fired, you could get another job at a radio station.
And CBS could find what, Jimmy? What was it? It was like $5 million for a network that brings in $1 billion a week.
No, I'm saying also, like, they want to dictate who can get married. Like they both have their fucking where they want it. Everyone wants freedom, but everyone is comfortable removing other freedoms that they don't like. It's an irritating American thing that we do. We all do it.
But the right, I just don't see it as pervasive on the right. They used to have that juice, but the religion.
I think it's annoying, but as far as being pervasive as the liberal left
and
what you can say in speech codes on campuses and all that.
That's all a liberal thing. Is the fucking language and the PC, and you're a phobe or an.
I think it's a lot more dangerous on that side. The thing I don't like about the religious right is the fact that, I think stem cells ought to be fucking harvested from live children at this point. I could give a fuck.
They're fighting stem cells. They also fight.
You're right, Opie.
They also fight. Again, gay marriage is a big thing. That's a big part of the population, and the fights.
Yeah, but they have gay. I mean, the Catholic Church is talking about having gay priests and stuff. It's not like they're not bending, and they're not supposed to bend.
Right.
A religion is an institute. It's not supposed to change with the times.
It's supposed to be.
I don't agree with. I'm not even religious. I love how I'm always labeled a conservative. I don't fucking been in church in 7th grade.
Right.
I don't give a shit about that stuff. They are bending with the times. They're considering having women priests, and
they have to. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like they're not supposed to.
A few billion in lawsuits will do that to you.
No kidding. Good point, Jimmy.
You know what? Fucking lawyers trump Christ.
Wow. Great point.
It's a good name for a band.
It's just annoying, and it seems like in this day and age, in this country, and I think a lot of people are under this misconception, although the misconception is kind of turning into reality. It's like we're given our rights. It's like the government is allowing us to have our rights. And that isn't it. These are rights that are like God-given as inalienable rights that you're supposed to have for just being. You exist. Here are your rights. And these people are supposed to protect them.
Not
protect those rights.
Tell you what
now, you walk around and you're walking on eggshells all the time because it's like, they could take that away. Oh, boy, they're curtailing this right. They're not supposed to ever be able to do that. But it's become such commonplace that dummies that aren't educated as to what the Constitution is actually believe
they jump on the bandwagon.
The rights were given to you by the government to regulate as they please.
Right.
So there's never an argument because they're stupid.
That's right. And it is an inalienable right, which was eventually granted to everybody. You're right.
Eventually.
That's true.
Times change.
We got a good call coming in from...
I'll go against that argument, though.
Old tall hat Budinsky.
Not even him. The broads. They're the ones voting in Obama.
Christ.
Dan in North
white
Jersey.
suburban housewives.
He wants in badly on this one. Go ahead, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Dan the man.
Dan, thanks for the call.
Go ahead, Dan.
Okay, I want to start off by saying, Anthony, I really, I agree with like 95% of your rant, and I really do appreciate you fighting the good fight for us. I want to say, though, I think what the other caller was trying is, well, not so much because you have a small business, but when you're really struggling and you see how much these dickheads take, like, it really is, it's disappointing to the fact where you can't.
I calling from a prison day room. We can't hear
I know that you're echoing, and I understand that point. But what do you think? I was born into the Getty family. I fucking worked half of my life. I worked at a real job where I carried heavy things. Yeah, Estelle Getty.
No, the photographer image.
Yeah, that's the first one. I can remember.
I should have said Rockefeller.
I know. What an obscure. What do you think? I'm a Hess.
Rudolph.
No, you're too conservative.
I worked for a living. I understand what it was like to struggle.
We were poor for most of our lives.
I looked at, like Nick said, I looked at people that were well off and successful, and I didn't look at them like,
inspired.
that motherfucker, oh, fuck him. I used to go out on, I was working, I would go out on my mom and Sal's boat and see these giant fucking boats at Watch Hill and be like,
I want to fill them up and send them back.
It's a good start. And, But I never looked and said, oh, that scumbag, that fucking guy with his money. Why did he buy a boat so big? He could, it was something to aspire to.
But I don't understand what these guys are listening to, because of course you're ranting a lot about it. But then we, go to the phones and we get so many people that are from the middle class that are going through the same shit. But it really hurts their lifestyle.
And this Obamacare
why don't you hear that part of it, Dan?
The middle class is paying for the subsidized health care.
Right.
So it's being taken out of their pocket. If you're a middle-class guy and you don't have kids, you're not going to have a pregnant wife, all of those premiums that you pay for that goes to subsidize low-income people that will get pregnant, have kids, need the orthodontia, whatever. So it's taking from the middle class who's already struggling.
Joe wants.
Why don't they see that?
Joe's on the same on the same point.
Well, Joe,
where it's tough to understand where you're coming from. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, well, guys. Basically, what I was going to say is people are angry at Anthony for the wrong reason. I don't think they understand the nature of how he pays his taxes. So he gets, I assume, without prying, that you guys get a check every 2 weeks or a direct deposit or whatever for a large amount of money because your employee's at a company. However, and therefore you're...
I don't get that, though. I'm just using this to get the exposure, like my aunt would say.
Money doesn't matter to us to the point I don't even know how much I make and where it goes.
I don't know. I just ask for cash.
I have no
I just say,
idea.
pay me in cash under the table.
Exactly.
I haven't seen a pay stub in
I don't know.
years.
It goes to the accountant.
Oh, God. Offshore. We're hiding all sorts of money all over the place.
I'm going to be that guy that just is like, what? I have nothing left?
Yeah.
I have a PayPal account in Switzerland.
But, okay, we get money.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Do we get paid weekly? I really don't know.
It's bi-weekly.
Is it
every 2 weeks, yeah.
Every 2 weeks. All right, we get paid every 2 weeks.
Like Curious Weekly.
Okay, however,
Curious. It's a hint.
however, there are plenty of guys where the anger is directed, usually, who own a company and decide what their actual salary is that's taxable at 40 or 50%.
Right.
So that's, say, like $250,000 a year. However, they have stock options and all kinds of other shit, which is where they make their millions that they can put in overseas accounts. They get taxed at a much lower tax rate because it's income tax, something like that.
This accountant talk is great, but did he blast one?
No, my chair made a squeak.
So the point is, that's where the anger should be put. Because guys like me, who make all cash income and only $50,000 a year, still get taxed at 40 or 50%. But I can't take advantage of tax loopholes because I don't have that fucking shit. I can't afford to have those types of investments. And it's just the nature.
So why blame the guy? Why blame the guy that's taking advantage of all the loopholes that are available? He's not
blaming you, Anthony.
Oh, I'm not him.
I'm blaming the guy. I'm not blaming the guy. I'm blaming the system. And when a guy gets to that point where he can take over, trust me, I don't have that mentality.
The system, man. No, I'm kidding. Don't worry about it. I understand your point, sir. Thank you. You're a saint.
All right.
No, I do. I get what he's saying.
We got a major problem here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What happened?
John in Indiana. Nick DiPaolo's going to be at Caroline's this weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Why is that a problem? Is there someone else booked?
John, John, go ahead.
Hello. What's up?
Shame on Opie, Anthony, and Jimmy for being successful. shame on you guys.
Why?
So you guys did the right thing, and shame on you, and it's retarded for these guys to attack you.
What about the faggot thing?
Yeah, what happened to that?
That's made up just to get on the line.
At least he's honest.
Why? What had he said?
He really doesn't like us using that word.
Shame on Opie and Anthony for being successful.
But I never got into radio to be rich, by the way. It just happened.
No, absolutely. Opie, I know that. You know, I'm a fellow all-rounder. I'm not going to say from where.
You're not even from Indiana?
The conch.
I think
Man, this guy lied about everything.
Is your name at least John?
We got Anthony Fugazi on line two.
You want me to tell you where?
You're from the conch?
He's got a summer home in Shirley.
No, even worse.
Wyandanch?
No, Copeg.
Copeg. That's one of those weird towns on Long Island.
Copeg, Long Island.
I don't know much about Copeg.
Is that a name
Named
of
after
a clam?
the Copeg Indians.
Yeah.
Everywhere on Long Island is
Another
like
group
the
we wiped
Hopkins
out?
Indian. Oh, boy. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I saw Native Americans standing on the
shame
median
on you
strip of the
guys.
LA crying.
Shame
They were
on
looking
you
at a rest stop
guys.
named after their grandfather. Shitting eagle.
Shame on you
He was at a
guys.
rest stop. His name was Drillum Holum.
What, John, if that's your real name? Sorry.
Sorry,
Go
name.
ahead, Kevin. Sorry.
Copeg.
Go ahead, Bill.
My real name?
Yeah,
Go ahead, Pete.
Now.
doesn't matter.
Now. Jesus, it's like Liberace. Now.
No. Okay.
Well, thank you, John. But I think we're also fighting for. I truly believe we're fighting for the middle class a little bit on this radio show
Exactly.
as well.
By the time they ponied up, they've been cruising on the backs of this country for years.
What are the parameters of the middle
Lollygagging.
class? What
Do
exactly the
nothing. Expect everything for free.
What is like financially?
No, yeah, financially, what
Where
are the
is it?
parameters?
I think it absolutely depends on where you live. If somebody living in Manhattan
As
and somebody
opposed to
living
Tulsa.
in Idaho or something like
Yeah.
that, it's going to be a big difference in where you are as far as middle class goes. That's why when they throw this whole $250,000 a year, if you make that,
Yeah, that's like making when you live in Manhattan. It's like making 11.5.
I make that at
Exactly.
Caroline's.
Oh, Jimmy.
You do. You're a little fucking businessman. I'm fucking shit anybody.
Now I make that at Car. I say I want all the drinks.
You gotta understand that different parts
We
of the country.
try to explain that to people.
They don't get it.
because we're across the country. $250,000 a year in Manhattan is
It's literally like half. It's like making a.
You're on the poor side. You're not owning. You're not owning.
you're
with
renting.
That's why I just bought a
You're
house.
not renting.
I bought a house in Peekskill.
Yeah, see? Nice.
I think they said the average apartment now is around $900,000 for one.
Yeah, but that's like you
One
get
room.
like 400 square feet.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. One room.
The only good thing about paying a shitload of money where you live is no matter where I go in this country, no matter what I'm trying to buy, a hotel room I'm trying to get, I go, wow, that's cheap.
Yes.
Doesn't matter where you go. Hotels are amazing in other parts of the country because we're used to paying $500 a night in Manhattan.
I go to Rochester a few times a year and going to the best
bragging.
restaurants and
what?
stuff.
Quick leave. I think they fucked up. Yeah.
But I go to the best restaurants up there with Brother Weeze and stuff, and when these bills come, I'm like, "This is what are they paying for half of this?
Yeah, what is this?
Do they like you that much?" It's like, no, man, that's all it is.
Working in Buffalo, I was looking in the classifieds at houses.
Yeah.
Right.
Fucking, I mean, it's like
100,000
17
tops.
bedrooms, indoor, outdoor pool, maid staff,
Right.
18.5.
Well, that's because the outdoor pool you have 2 weeks a year in Buffalo. You can use it.
It's an above ground indoor pool.
Oh, what white trash. That'd be great. An above ground indoor
Put a nice
pool.
dome over it.
Shit. A little deck around it. It's nice.
It's fucking amazing.
Hate above ground pools.
Yeah, not a big fan of the
no,
above
because
ground
bees
pool.
always nest under the ridges.
You don't like it? You know what? I never thought about that, but that's a good point. They
Yeah.
do.
You're trying to
They
come
don't
up
make
with
them with
nests.
ridges anymore.
No, huh?
You
They're
want a
very
burger?
dangerous with ridges.
You grab the edge. Can I get a burger? And you wrap your hand around it or a wasp
You
nest.
feel something. What's this papery feeling?
yes.
It's biting into my
Why are there
fingers.
40 things objecting repeatedly to my knuckles?
Is it a colon?
You want more of these calls? There's a lot of them today.
Oh, they're compelling.
You know what?
Fuck 'em.
Terrific.
These guys are fantastic when they call in with their
Let's go to Tyler.
political
in New
ideology.
York. Tyler.
Hey, man, what's up?
Welcome aboard,
up,
Ty.
Ty?
Thanks for the contribution.
Long time listener, man. I just gotta tell you guys, I'm actually jealous of you guys, man. You pursued what you love, and you're getting rewarded for it, and all these guys are assholes because they're jealous.
They get it.
They don't have the balls to admit it.
But they should be just as bothered. That's what I'm amazed by.
Who should be bothered?
People who are
listening. The same shit's happening to them at a lower level.
Everyone
exactly.
aspires
I don't understand
to be
why
wealthy.
they're not bothered.
Everyone in this country aspires to be wealthy. It's
a
why
bad
the
word now,
Powerball
Anthony.
fucking sales are so high when the numbers get up there. But until that happens, there's just this look of disdain and on people that are wealthy. And you want them to pay more, and they're not doing enough, and they're hiding their money, and they're doing this. And then the second something happens that they become successful, they're doing the same shit.
Because it's like it's the way we look at people. It's like, you know, when you look at welfare, it's like, fuck them. There are a lot of annoying people on welfare, and then there are the people that legitimately need it. And
Absolutely, I haven't met any yet, but go ahead.
yeah, I'm going by what I've been told. But it's like when you think of wealthy people, you know, it's like you typically don't think of the people who've worked really hard and who are fucking middle class or average people.
You used to.
No,
you don't anymore.
Yeah.
You think of the people though that have just fucked people under them, and the CEOs that have fucked people. It's like that's the instinct. It's just that's why people lump in a guy like
limited
you.
Those people are as to the entire rich people. It's like calling out, like when you call out everyone on welfare as being lazy, cheating, fucking disgusting people,
right? And then you generalize about CEOs.
Yeah, but then now you generalize it with the wealthy, and they're all Bernie Madoff. Every single one of them is Bernie Madoff.
Yeah, I'm saying that's what people just do. They just look like that.
We absolutely should have been on welfare growing up for a few years there.
But you were church.
We had some weird.
Yeah, you were church.
Listen, how I
you guys had bake sales and shit to feed yourselves.
I just stopped myself, but now I'll say it. We had some weird pride, though.
Yeah.
And I had to say it that way, a weird pride. Like, we had pride in the fact that, no, we're not going to go on welfare, and we'll figure this shit out. And unfortunately, like, all my fucking caddy money had to go to the household and babysitting money, and we just fucking collected it all and made it work. But we definitely should have been on welfare.
My parents just sold me into prostitution. That was the best way.
You probably were close to welfare as well.
Absolutely.
For a time when you were growing up.
My mom worked her ass off 3 jobs for her dumb kids.
But you could have dropped 2 of those. She could drop 2 of those jobs, do one of them off the books, and get the welfare.
She was a receptionist at a hair cutting place.
That's a stressful one. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then she worked at that disco Chaz, that disco out on by the Walt Whitman Mall that used to be out there back in the 70s.
What did she do at the disco?
She was a cocktail waitress.
Wow,
she was pretty hot back in the day.
She had to wear the short skirts and stuff.
Yeah. So she would do
get
that.
those tips.
And then also
and then she would return punts for the Jets on the weekend.
Yeah, she was special teams
wedge breaker.
She might have
a set of legs on her.
She might have went out with an athlete or 2, but we're not allowed to bring it up anymore.
Oh, is that right?
They
Come on, I don't know any of this.
Yeah.
I just found the show about a week ago.
They shouldn't pump any money into
that Anthony.
The other things they did though.
That's so mean.
No, I don't know.
You know that Anthony's stepfather threatened our lives back at NEW because we talked about it?
He doesn't listen anymore.
He called us up and basically threatened our lives.
Did he really?
Oh, man, that was a scary day.
Didn't like, I brought up her, she had a little relationship with Ed Glynn, the
Ed Glynn?
reliever for the Mets.
No,
Yeah, picture,
Ed Gain.
yeah.
Was that Gain?
Ed Gain.
Is that Louis in a suit? Oh, it's Jim Cramer. I'm sorry.
Were you waiting all day to do that one? That one's too good. That's too good.
No.
But there was some kind of this, and we always had what we needed. It wasn't like,
we were fucking poor, man.
And another thing I'll say that's kind of based a little on that. Yeah. No one in this country is starving.
No, I know.
No one is starving in the United States.
The fattest people are the poorest people.
Yeah. Yes. There are not starving children in this country.
Cell phones,
unless they're abused. If they're abused kids that kid that was thrown in the closet and they tie him up and don't give him food. That's a whole nother thing. Yeah. There is not one child in the United States that is starving because there isn't enough food for anybody. It doesn't happen. It's an amazing accomplishment.
I know. We take it for granted.
And we take it for granted, and people demand more money be pumped into.
It's the fairest country on the face of the earth.
And everyone's crying that they're being shit on for not getting enough. Please.
And when you blow all that money at the Borgata,
yes,
which is rare, where does that money go? Is it helping the middle class, or is it helping, like,
I don't know, it's helping degenerate gamblers.
Or is it
but I do
helping,
very well
Well,
over
the people that own the casinos,
Right.
and but they employ people.
They employ a lot of people.
Fuck.
So
It's
it does trickle down.
You know,
No, it
trickle
does.
down works.
Well-
Trickle up, it doesn't work.
Chuck,
You can't
that's
give,
right.
If you give somebody at the bottom money, it's never going to make its way back up to you.
Let me get Chuck on the line here. Chuck,
Chuck.
love North Carolina. We should all move there. What do you? All right. What do you got, Chuck?
Listen, I'm just a dumbass old hillbilly from the mountains, guys.
Thank you for the call.
Here's what can get all the damn people in the country, a lot of them, to figure this shit out. Instead of having taxes took out of their checks and all they see is what they clear in that bullshit, if everybody had to write a check at the end of the month to the government and to the state,
That's true.
and it showed them how much they was fucking getting rid of all. Every fucking body would get
It's
got
the
a good
slow
point.
boil. Yeah.
This guy, as he's calling us from the roof of an outhouse.
If you just cut off Negro toes and sold them, you could pay the.
But you know what? He makes a good point. If you
It
physically had to hand it out,
Right.
you'd feel it.
Every
You know what I mean?
week, you
But-
get your check, and then you have to write a
that
check,
would fucking-
United States Treasury, and write an amount in there. You would be fucking
No,
livid.
you would.
And you know how a lot of people get pissed off around tax time, which is right around now?
Yeah.
We have to do that 4 times a year.
Four times
we
a year.
We have to do it quarterly.
And the forms, that's why the forms are so complicated.
Oh,
so you're
God,
not
that's
really sure what's going in and how much is coming out and what
That's why I
was
married an
taken
accountant.
during the year. Yeah, there you go.
it's all guesswork.
It's all because, again, like this guy said, if you had to write that every week just based on here's your pay, here's what you got to pay the government, there
It
would
would
have been
be
a
a
revolution a
revolution.
while
Of
ago.
course.
How do
there
we
would.
get that going?
Yeah, we need to. There's no politician
we
that's
got to turn
going for
off our
that one.
phones and the TV. We got to start there.
No, exactly. Which
That
is
is never
how's that
happening.
gonna
What's
happen?
that? That's never
I wasn't
happening.
listening. I was texting. What?
Right, exactly.
What happened?
When Dancing with the Fruits is on,
I couldn't get off the couch last night. I was watching the Sox and the Bruins at the same time.
Yeah,
Wow.
see?
How are the Bruins? I don't even know. I'm out of hockey.
Best team in hockey.
Are they really? I'm so out of hockey this year because my Islanders.
They
are
lost
just-
their first game on the road since January open last night.
Really? So
And
maybe
their first game, they've lost 3 times in 30 games.
really?
Best record in hockey.
All right, I'm pushing for the Bruins. I'm all in.
Oh, shit. That's the jinx
Why
right
not?
there.
Anyways,
That
What
jinx.
else do I got? I don't got.
Here's
the
the
Islanders
jinx.
suck.
Here's
The who?
jinx.
The Islanders. I haven't
Yeah,
lived in
exactly, the
Buffalo
who.
in a while, so I can't root for those
What
guys.
about the Sox? I know it's only a couple of games in, but
They're going to be all right.
Are they looking good this year?
Well, you know, fucking Leicester pitched lights out opening night and loses. Baltimore, who's, you know, that's a good team. And last night, Big
Travis
Poppy
loves
went
Baltimore.
deep and Napoli went deep.
Poppy. Enough of this
Oh,
guy.
I know.
Enough with Poppy.
He runs like
guy.
Babe Ruth. He's little baby steps.
Giant
You know what I
fucking
mean?
man.
He runs around the bases like he's got fucking retarded feet. and
That's
then
why he's got to fucking hit home
He
runs.
does. He's not gonna
so he could just
beat out a
slowly
single.
jog around. Yeah.
He's one of those guys who can't keep his shirt tucked in
I
for one inning.
And Napoli, too. Napoli
Right.
has a shirt unbuttoned down like his belly button. But he's just a big,
Bunches-
strong Italian guy.
I love how baseball could just have literally slobs in
Right.
it. And
That's why it's a great
And they
sport.
do well.
You'll never see Jeter's shirt come untucked during a
Yeah.
game ever. But these guys, man.
Should be interesting this year.
Yeah. Yankees stink.
Why don't we take a break? We got Nick DiPaolo in studio.
Absolutely.
I don't know why. I mean, people should certainly go to Caroline's and see Nick.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Tickets got to be good, right? Ticket sales.
I don't know. What's your definition of good? Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
What I'm saying is that they
I
should
did
be
good
really
in
good.
Tampa. I should be able to do good in my backyard. But that's not how it always works, right,
No,
Jimmy?
absolutely
And
not.
we
It's weird.
and we haven't seen you since the Patrice benefit. You killed
That was
me.
fun.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
fun,
my
man.
That's the last time I killed about 3 months ago.
Oh, Nick's stuff
I'm
is
trying to do all
solid.
new shit now. Well, how about him? He walks out and rips the tits off a
Yeah.
top.
I didn't see Jimmy.
Makes it
to
look
be
too
honest with
easy.
you.
I
But
liked
of
it too
course
because
Jimmy
it
killed.
was less somber this
Right.
year because it was like another year
right,
removed, and
Yeah.
not that no one's thinking any less of Patrice or anything, but it was just kind of like nice to be in the back area where it wasn't just kind of
So
Yeah.
we were laughing and having a good time.
I didn't even know Mrs. O'Neill. Do you know, I met her once during Tough Crowd for like literally 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So in the green room, I find out like a week later that was Patrice's mom.
Patrice's
I
mom.
was like sitting there, I didn't say
Looks
hi to
just
her.
like him.
I'm in the corner fucking.
It's like two Patrices, his
I know, you're
sister
not-
and mother.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never seen more people
you're
look
not
like
observant,
Patrice.
Nick.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, my
Yeah, they
God.
do look
You're
like
not
him.
observant.
I was
are
like,
you?
who's this fucking broad? Get her
I
out of here.
saw
She's
her
not a comedian.
Google Earth, I knew Patrice's mother.
Not a comedian. It's a fucking.
Sorry, miss, you're gonna have to leave.
And then I get a nice watch in the mail, you know,
Yeah.
for doing the
What did you do
benefits.
with the watch?
I sold it on Craigslist.
I hope he took his back.
That's what Patrice would have done if I gave
I
him
got a couple nice shirts out of it.
He's such a fucking prick.
I'm serious.
He went to the store that came
I'm
from.
not a watch guy.
I
I'm
hear
a shirt
Patrice
guy.
on the radio,
I'm a
and you
shirt
forget
guy.
he's gone. I hear him get excited. You know, Jimmy was close. And then you forget he's.
I know.
I was last night listening to right before bed. I shouldn't. I was made myself really miserable listening to. When we talked about Face Off.
All right.
Oh God, was
That's
that
a great day.
When we would talk
That was
about
a great
movies
one.
with Patrice, and just it would get inane. We'd just get so deep into the non-plot of a movie and the bad acting and bad special effects.
He was
so much
impossible
fun.
to convince of it, but I convinced him the Face Off stunk. And it was it's one of my favorite moments in comedy is convincing an idiot that a shitty movie was shitty.
Jimmy, what was Face Off again? Refresh my memory.
With Nick Cage and John Travolta.
John Travolta, they switched their
they
faces.
switched
I thought it was a fuing honky movie.
Oh, see? No, they switched faces.
No, yeah.
Nick Cage.
Fantastic.
I haven't liked him since leaving Las Vegas.
He
It's the
was-
last thing.
Oof.
Moonstruck.
Jimmy was on a plane with him, and he
That's a great story.
didn't want to give Jimmy the time of day.
He didn't?
He was sitting right
No.
next to him.
L.A. prick.
Yeah, nothing out of
He
him.
was trying to have some conversation with him during the flight.
Like mild
and he
chatter.
tried. How many times did he try? That
2
bit
or
is
3.
hilarious.
And
Two or
every
three
time he asked Jimmy, Jimmy asked him a question, you turn and go like, "Huh?"
Yeah, like I caught him off guard. I said something.
How embarrassing!
I said, I just want to ask you a question. Go ahead.
It's so bad.
Jimmy had things on his laptop, hoping Nick might notice.
Yeah, we could talk comedy or
Right.
something. You've never seen anybody want less of another person.
Jimmy rules.
It was really
He
unpleasant.
tried, and then the guy wouldn't take a picture with him at the end
No,
of the flight.
he didn't want to, but he did sign a nice autograph on a fucking menu, which was nice.
yeah.
His career must be in a dumper because I sat next to him on a flight like a month ago in 33C.
He wasn't a dick. He just wasn't interested. But he wasn't being an asshole. I hate when people talk to me for no reason. Like, you know, when you're on a plane.
No, I don't. Go ahead.
Someone recognizes you, and you're like, "Oh, Graham, I'm gonna have to talk to her and her big dumb tits."
Oh, yeah.
She's just gonna try to fuck me after.
It's terrible.
I hate when you get on the plane and you look in the cockpit and the cockpit.
It's called Jimmy's ass.
Forget it. Let's bail on that one.
Nick DiPaolo at Caroline's.
It's a Muslim captain looking at a picture of his ex-wife crying while he's eating a pork chop.
You know you're in trouble. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Caroline's Nick DiPaolo. You're going to continue with us. And Travis just told me that he found a quick 5-minute clip with Patrice talking about Face Off with us.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I don't want to
that
get all
from
sad.
K-Rock?
Yeah,
No, we're
right.
gonna
I'm
go-
not gonna
we're
Did
gonna
you
listen.
walk
talk to
around.
Gallagher a few years ago? Play that clip.
That was great.
We're going to walk around and take peas and stuff. The audience is going to hear that.
You-
We're not going to
helmets.
hear it.
You get bummed out,
Chow
people.
Yun Fat belongs in China with John Woo in China doing what they do without the American rating system ripping the bag off of both of them. Because there's no way John Woo is going to do a great John Woo film in this stupid
Hard
country.
Target with what's his name? Jean-Claude Van Damme. That was a good movie.
I didn't see that.
That was a John Woo film.
I
John
saw
Woo.
Face Off.
Face Off was a great
I'll
movie.
throw my coffee in your face.
You didn't like Face Off?
How can you?
It was pretty good.
Oh, that stunk with the awful touch that Travolta did. The creepiest move ever. Yeah. Whenever he would leave his wife, he would take his fingers and brush them over the middle of her face. And that was the move he would give her. Like, that was supposed to be the affectionate couples thing they did. And then when Nicolas Cage was in the body, I'm not Castor Troy.
Who, by the way, this could be very dangerous for me to say. Who, by the way, could be in the top all-time worst actor.
Nicolas Cage, he is a bum.
Oh,
He's a bum. He was good in Valley Girl with
cannot
Deborah Foreman.
Or Arizona, Raising Arizona.
Why is
he
that
had
bad?
me in tears.
Why is he?
Because he's royalty. He's like
F royalty. He takes me out of every movie he's in.
He is just
every effing movie.
He's terrible.
Ghost Rider was just shocking.
That fingers across
but wait
the
a
face.
minute, no, you're making me turn on Face Off. But it was just
That was the
it was
big
a
move.
Good movie though. It was a good movie.
They had to say, how could they connect? How could they make Travolta have such a bond with his wife that she would have the moment where she knew it was him with a new face? And that irritating thing he did every time. Picture any girlfriend you're dating. Picture if your move was to go goodbye and then take your fingers and brush them over the center of her face. She would hate that. Movie stunk. Bunch of doves. It was horrendous.
I gotta go see the movie again. I gotta see it again.
It was terrible.
I know we gotta take a break there, lack of hair, but give us a minute here.
I think that movie did stink. I'm sorry, Norton. Holy moly. It's dumb. It's dumb.
Oh, his little brush across the face.
Troy. Castor Troy.
Oh, it was horrendous.
That awful name.
Oh, they're going around the column looking at each other. Oh, boo. Boo. That was terrible.
Patrice is killing me. You're killing me.
Those awful doves. Oh, just so John Woo-ish.
Oh, I forgot
I take it back. It stunk. That movie stunk.
I forgot about the doves.
With that dumb.
Oh, that was horrendous.
Oh, John Travolta and his tour de force when he played Castor Troy, the mean Castor Troy and the nice him, and they just reverse it, and they both thought they was amazing. And those dumb method actors, they probably sat there like sucking each other's vibe up as they did.
Just terrible. Nicolas Cage probably put on Travolta's awful wig. Tried giving a Hummer to a guy in a 727.
Oh, Face Off stunk. Oh my God! Face Off stunk. Oh, that's stupid. Castor Troy, that dumb hand. That's how I found out. Did you ever see Face Off?
Of course.
Oh my God.
See if you can get a clip of that for when we come back.
Yeah.
That stupid, annoying finger brush that you're smelling
In the
fingers over.
state-of-the-art prison with the magnetic boots.
Terrible.
We got to step aside for a second. And Denny, what else you got? You got terrible Nicolas Cage acting?
Yeah, there's a clip from The Wicker Man that
wow
made me laugh really hard the first time I heard it.
All right, so F Nicolas Cage and his stupid royalty.
Wow.
Or how about in Tin Man or whatever? What was it called where he played? Where he plays the guy who he added Tourette's to try to give his character depth, and it had no bearing on the film whatsoever. Matchbook Man or Matchstick Man.
Right? Yeah.
He tries to add Tourette's to people like, wow, this guy really goes another level. He should be shot.
Wow, he's got some range.
Oh, you changed my mind. Face Off, it stinks.
You see a lot of dumb movies, Patrice.
I'm so sorry, dude. I like Face Off, so Norton just made it stink. It just stinks now.
It took him 2 minutes.
Oh my God.
We'll continue. Also, speaking of bad actors, Joaquin Phoenix. A little story about what he's doing now.
Oh, hopefully have his lip operated on.
Stacy Keith Trace, we don't need you.
He's remaking what was that? Twinkle Twinkle Killer Kane.
Tell Mike Hammerface to shut up and retire, you bum.
The gentlemen are off to drop a deuce. Stay tuned for their progress. On Sirius XM. And they pee, but they're done. Welcome back to the Opie and Anthony Show on Sirius XM.
Hanging with Nick DiPaolo today. Playing Caroline's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I had to adjust my volume there.
Why?
Because I couldn't listen to Patrice. It bothers me.
Oh.
So I turned all the knobs down because I was just sitting here during the break. Because he's black, right? Then also I'm like, what's wrong with my headphones? I couldn't hear myself.
Yeah.
Nick DiPaolo's at Caroline's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 212. I used to know this number.
Opie, it's 212-757-4100.
There you go.
Because I sing them to myself.
212-757-4100 for ticks for Nick DiPaolo.
212-757-4100.
4100.
The shit that goes on back there in that hallway. I went down to get some pretzels and a little apple juice.
Yeah. From the kitchen?
And, yeah.
You discovered the kitchen, finally.
I finally discovered the kitchen down there.
To get a bologna sandwich, too, because you have a tummy. Pretzels and an apple juice. That's what I was asshole.
It really is.
That's a great desitin for your hiney.
That's a great combo, though. The apple
Sugar
juice
and salt, nice.
Oh, it goes together. Nice.
Good.
It's
I like
nice.
And I walked down there, and of course, Denny Falcone is down there.
What diet's he on?
So,
fucking patient fucking...
He is a slight man.
Jeez, he wasn't always like that.
No?
No.
You've known him?
Yeah.
How do you know him?
We dated in high school. Listen.
That's cute.
No, but yeah.
Yeah, he is a slight man. And so I'm like, hey, Denny, how you doing? And he starts talking.
Yeah, I don't know why you did that.
Why would you do that?
I like Denny, though.
He's a
It
good
doesn't
man.
bother me at all.
He's a good guy.
It doesn't bother me that he enjoys talking a lot. But it
You
got
put him on, don't you? Sometimes?
Oh, all the time. Yeah, we love.
Oh, you
having
want him on now? Or you
No,
could-
no,
He's
no,
great.
no. You did that last time I was here.
You sure? You
Fucking
sure?
nobody even showed up at Caroline's. I didn't even know I was here. We're here to see Dennis.
You sure you don't want to just no? Okay, all right. Just making sure.
But then Roland pops his head out of the office.
Now, who's that?
Wait, could you tell us? Could you tell us the small talk first of all before you move on to the Roland part?
Dennis, what are you up to? Hey, just doing the log and trying to stay out of trouble.
Right.
That's what he calls ass fucking.
The log,
Doing the log.
I thought it was a dance.
doing the log.
Yeah, you have to. You just roll.
And then he's like, maybe trying to get a picture with a celebrity,
Right.
or two, because you get a picture of a celebrity,
Oh, my
and
God, shut
then
up.
you could use that picture as you're, booking some show gigs, some DJ gigs. It's like, hey, look, he knows this guy, and that's when Roland poked his head out of the office and just went, Dennis, shut up, shut up.
Roland did?
Yeah. Roland just starts telling him to shut up, and then I go and he goes, see, I just saved you, and then Roland turns around and does this thing. You know how dogs like push dirt with their back legs?
Yeah.
He was doing that at Dennis.
Oh, that's the cat thing
And
he does.
Sam is fucking laughing. It's a circus back there.
It's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest
It
down
is,
the hall.
yes.
You should have seen.
It's crazy.
He was doing with his
He was doing
That's his
that at
cat
him.
move. He
Like
hisses
he's
at
shit.
you, and then he tries to kick his duty in your face.
You should have seen Roland and Sal after Dennis talked to Nick.
Yeah.
And Nick went because Dennis said something like he did some joke about John Gotti. I don't remember what the joke was, but Nick, as soon as he's in the studio, Sal and Roland just start screaming, "Hey, Dennis, shut the fuck up!
That's what they
Stop,
do.
you piece of shit! Stop talking."
I thought I was mean.
I know, that's just mean.
But
Yeah, like
That's crass.
Yes, crass.
but we think he's on the
fine.
spectrum, so it doesn't even bother him.
spectrum.
On the what? What's
We think he might be on the spectrum.
If you're on that's like an autistic word.
But they say the
He's on
spectrum
the
now.
spectrum.
Oh, is that what it
It's a
is?
certain
He
part
might be
of
on the low end,
spectrum.
the high end,
Oh,
somewhere in the
does he?
middle. We
He's-
think he's just.
He's got ass face burgers.
Yes, that's what he's got.
We don't like
Dr. Nick.
his tiny
Asshole
head.
burgers.
He's got a very tiny head,
His tiny head is offensive to
and
look
he walks
at.
like
It
a
really
marionette.
is when
Yeah.
you look at it.
Well, his
he's a-
legs were broken when he was young.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
hit by a car.
He got hit by a car, and both of his fucking little spindly legs were broken. Both of his marionette legs were
That's,
fucking
what,
frazzled.
that's what reminded me. I
Fucking
wanted
breaking
pretzel
my heart
rods.
here.
I saw his legs. It reminded me of pretzel rods. His little
what's wrong
brittle,
with you?
his brittle little legs.
Exactly. See, then you fucking get the pretzel rods and you break them and you giggle uncontrollably. His dumb schoolboy hat flying off. His Angus Young hat fucking
Yeah, I
getting
can
taken off by a car.
I think you should bring him in here so
Cut
he
off
can
below
defend
the
himself.
knickers.
You sure, Nick?
Well,
No?
you know.
He's putting it on me.
Danny, come
That is
on
a good
down here
radio
for
guy.
a second. You got to defend yourself, I'm thinking. Hey, Nick DiPaolo's got a podcast, too. Let's make sure that
Yes.
people know about Nick.
Yeah, it's getting funny, actually.
How do people get your podcast?
You know, they have to get on their roof, wrap themselves in tinfoil, and face due north, and fucking only if it's raining. I don't know how the fuck. No, iTunes,
Oh, iTunes.
riotcast.com, nickdip.com,
Are you on the Riotcast
Stitcher,
Network?
whatever that is.
Well, whatever that
All
one
kinds
is.
of shit.
Are you
It's
part?
all over the place.
Are you part of Bob Kelly's empire there?
Yeah, actually. I wouldn't call it that, but
The Bob Kelly Empire is
Yeah.
podcast empire.
yeah, no, riotcast.com. I'm part of, yeah.
Okay, so go to
Yeah.
riotcast.com. You'll see Nick's
And Nick
podcast.
Dip. Go
Real
to Nick
funny,
Dip.
man.
NickDip.com. And
And,
Caroline's this weekend. And also, I was writing some notes. I apologize, but you're working on a bit about crystal meth. But it made us
Yeah,
laugh.
I don't have anything yet. I'm not going to pull it
But
out.
you're
now.
obsessed with
I don't
crystal
wanna-
meth all of a sudden.
I am, because I watched Breaking Bad and I loved it, and then I watched a documentary on it.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
And they're telling you how easy it is to make.
It
it's
is
a good
pretty
drug.
fascinating.
If you want teeth of a 40-year-old squirrel, you do that. It's like,
That kills me.
but yeah,
Is that shit that good? I don't know anyone
How
that has
can it
actually
be good?
done it.
how can it be good?
But
You have
know what it's going to do to your face and your teeth.
It has fucking brake fluid in it,
Oh,
and
nice.
literally drain cleaner. People
Drain
People
cleaner.
are shooting this shit into their fucking. Holy fuck! I love this country.
Amazing. Yeah, a carburetor fucking cleaner and auto, like quick start stuff that you spray into the carburetor, right?
Yeah,
God damn.
I have a great joke on meth. Oh, I'm like meth. I'm like meth. Boy, I guess bathtubs aren't just for bathing anymore. And I look. I make the look at the face.
You look
guy.
like what?
Like I'm an Evie at the Improv in '86. You say apparently. When you say apparently, when you have a smart joke, come apparently.
Apparently, people.
Thank you for my apple. Why are you shaking?
Why does he get it wrapped up in a towel like
That's
this?
like
because
that.
you don't want him
Like
to
a
bring it in
newborn.
with his fucking sweaty hand.
I don't even wash them. My wife, then I think of the homeless people at the supermarket.
Yes.
Picking up your fucking guava.
I don't wash vegetables or fruit. I don't believe.
You know what? I haven't died yet.
I saw.
You don't like vegetables. There's some other people.
They're people.
I read a whole thing on it's that website that I go to every so often. It's a bad word. It's the N word, and then it's mania.com. And if you go there,
That's the name of the website?
Yes, it is hilarious. I gotta say, because I go to the other side too. I go to some of these black militant websites, and they are brutal too. So it's
But are they hilarious as well?
Yes, they are. They're funny, very funny.
So the N Mania, is it white?
Oh yeah.
People?
Oh boy, is it ever?
Yeah, I don't like that type of stuff.
And they aren't missing words over there. But they have videos and news and there's this one.
news?
It was just called "Wash Your Fruit" at the supermarket, and I looked at it, and it was why you would wash your fruit, and of course it was all the old stereotypes and.
It's the beauty of the internet, isn't it?
So some of my audio from this very program is turned up on that site too.
Is there?
I'm very proud.
Well, you
And they
get
were
away
like,
with it.
they were like, let's never get this bad.
Let's tame it down, Anthony. Yeah. The videos are great, though. You put them on. It's like, that's where I found that video.
A lot of sports highlights?
A lot of sports highlights. I saw the video, the black guys barbecuing in the grocery shopping cart. See that one?
Oh, no.
They put the wood on, underneath the cart where you put like the big bag of dog
That's
food.
where they put the wood.
They put the wood
And put
there.
the food
and
in
they'll
the-
put the food in the
That's
grill.
brilliant.
And they're cooking. It's brilliant.
That's friggin' brilliant.
And then
it's
if the
brilliant.
cops show up, you can
Then you
just
push
wheel
it
your
away.
barbecue away.
Right.
No muss, no fuss. And they were
What are the
cooking-
cops going to do, though? It's just a
You know,
barbecue.
They're just hassling people because they're black, Opie.
Oh.
That's what they do.
I see.
That's what the cops do.
It's not like they're cooking a baby in it.
No.
That's unbelievable. It's actually...
It was great. I would like to see that on a cooking show. Why isn't that on the Food
that is
Network? I tune into every episode. Shopping cart gourmet.
Can we play that video again for Nick?
Grilling with Jerome Flay.
This has watchability.
It really does. I love the audio. This guy he's talking it up.
I love this guy.
I'd watch this. Cooking
I gotta record this shit, nigga. That's what you call motherfucking ghetto families to the fullest, nigga. Hold on. Let me get exclusive on this meat, goddamn. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna get exclusive on this meat.
You feel me? Check the grill out, nigga. Look, nigga. Hold on. Hold on, nigga. That's a mobile grill, nigga. Grill on wheels. Motherfucker grill on wheels.
I love
That's
this.
how we do things, man. Where I'm from, nigga, you gotta eat. You feel me?
You feel me?
You know what I'm saying? Season water. That's right. All we missing is some onions on this bitch. You feel me?
Onions on this bitch. Feel me?
Dig it.
All we missing is the real grill.
You know what I'm saying?
What's he pouring on?
The nigga from Publix brought us a Kroger goddamn buggy.
Kroger goddamn buggy.
Are they on the White House lawn?
Shout out to the show, bro. Shout out to the show.
Shout out to the show. What's happening? You know, you boy, baby Drake.
All right. We do this shit. Ghetto fabulous.
Yeah,
Ghetto
That's
fabulous.
actually... I'm going to go home and try that.
It's brilliant.
It really is.
I got to get a shopping cart. I'll probably get a plastic one.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend the plastic ones.
No,
That is friggin'...
it would help the plastic one.
Oh, literal Jim.
You talking about the hood? Nigga, this some hood shit.
Some hood shit.
Is that
Who
Michelle?
wouldn't want to hang out with these guys?
Right?
Oh, I
it
love
looks
it.
fun,
They're the
man.
best.
Nick raises his hand.
He's marinating it with his cup of gin and juice.
Right.
It's just fantastic. Ghetto fabulous.
What are the odds they paid for that shopping cart?
Yeah, that could be.
That video should be doing way better.
That's fucking almost...
It's one of the many
brilliant.
compliments.
It is.
Oh,
Who
it is,
looks at
okay.
a shopping cart and sees a barbecue grill? I
It's
didn't.
fucking be... I mean...
I just thought, it's a shopping cart.
You gotta lay the tinfoil down, though.
No.
You gotta.
Nah,
I don't know what they
that's
spray
ghetto
those shopping carts with.
The fire burns
To keep
it
them
off.
from rusting.
You know,
Fine.
after an hour after that barbecue, that shopping cart was up on wheels, missing two wheels.
Missing the- They're missing the wheels on it.
That was unbelievable.
It's brilliant. I love it.
Hold on.
I was going
Jeff.
to buy a Weber. What an idiot I am.
Yeah, fuck that.
Jeff in Charlotte has more info on that video. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, it's just Opie just kind of mentioned it, but it's the same thing that he said, is that those things are coated with like super rust protectant and stuff like that. So when they're burning it, it's smoking off into your food, and so you get to consume all that stuff too.
I thought they were just made of stainless steel or something.
Yeah.
I look at them; they're super chromed and stuff. You know.
Oh, chrome. Yeah, that's just some chromium.
Right.
Oh well, what are you gonna?
That's not good for you, right?
Lying in the blood.
Probably. I don't think they're gonna have to worry about what happens later in life as far as their health goes.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
So they die at what, 48 instead of 49?
I think they have to worry more about lead poisoning at that age than any other metal problems.
Speaking of which, let's go to Chicago. Tiny.
What's up, guys?
I bet you're not tiny at all.
A big guy.
Yeah, big guy. I'm 6'1", 280 pounds.
I love when they call those guys tiny.
Joke never gets old.
It's amazing.
No, well, I tweet you guys a couple times. I go by Chi-Town Tiny.
I called Jimmy hetero.
I feel like this is a very hostile work environment that I can't function, and I think that the fact that if somebody makes a gender mistake with a prostitute, you know, if it happens under 300 times, you can't make any claims. And so far,
all right,
I'm still barely under the bar. Not gay.
You should go to HR, Jimmy.
Yes, exactly.
What do you got, Tiny?
So you guys are talking about grilling in the cars. I was telling the guys on the phone, and I'm just a white guy from Chicago, but I got invited to a project party from some friends in what was called the Rockwell Gardens that are turned down now. But they had a big old party up in the projects, and they busted holes into the walls that go into other apartments, and they invited me for a project. And I'm like, man, what the hell is this thing? And I see the smoke, and they were barbecuing in the tub. They had all the charcoal up there and a grill over that.
In a bathtub.
In a tub.
Holy shit.
Again, not a bad idea.
Get a grill over the top.
Yeah, they busted into one of the empty apartments, put a hole in there, and then they had the fans blowing out the smoke out the top.
Oh, see, they were safe. Holy
Put that energy into getting a job.
That is so ghetto. I love it.
There's only two of us white guys in that place. I gotta tell you what, it was a pretty crazy fucking...
Yeah.
It was probably fun, right?
Of course it was.
Oh, it was awesome.
It was great.
Yeah,
you should have videoed it
two white
for
guys.
some educational channel.
Back then we didn't have the videos, but you know, you got two white guys with a bunch of gangbangers having barbecue.
Yeah, right.
So,
Why were you hanging out with gangbangers in a vacant building?
Just
What are you
buying
doing?
drugs.
Yeah, exactly. Who are you? Edward James Olmos? You were educating them? A mind is a terrible thing to waste, young brother.
hey,
Terrible joke as well. Wow, was that a long bomb? I tripped on his name and then had nothing funny to follow it up. I really completed the fucking trifecta of horrible guys who shouldn't do comedy.
Hey, when you're in the Chirac, you got to explore, you know.
You're crazy. Although you're a big guy, you can take care of yourself to a point.
Yeah.
All right, Tiny.
Bye, Tiny.
Good talking to you.
George
Right
Miller
on.
came back to life. I'm watching TV making comments. People at home are going, what the fuck
What
is
is
he
he
talking
talking?
about?
We do that all the time. It's like, oh, yeah, that one. Oh, my God.
Tired.
Nothing else in the news.
No.
Not really.
Other than missing Malaysians or shooting at the fucking Fort Hood.
Oh, we did.
I know. I was in the car on the way down
What
here
about
laughing my balls off.
what about the Malaysian thing? Any thoughts on that, Dump?
Yeah, good luck finding.
They're not going to find it.
I dropped my watch in my cousin's pool last summer. We couldn't find it. Good luck finding a fucking 11-year-old Malaysian kid. Jesus Christ.
In the ocean.
From 5,000 feet, they're looking down with binoculars.
Yeah,
What's that?
yeah.
It's a fucking turtle. Yeah.
In the most obscure part of the ocean, by the way.
That's why I know it was a pre-plan. The guy
Right.
programmed it and said, you know what? I'm going to fucking depressurize the cabin.
Yeah.
We're going to choke ourselves out. And then this thing's going to make a hard left and land where nobody can find us.
No one can find it in the middle. It's like the one place in the world that is the worst place for a plane to go down.
That's not an accident.
Brilliant.
The guy thought it out beautifully.
No shipping lanes down there. No nothing.
Even the fish are like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Where are we?
There's a comedy club there, though.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, when you depressurize like that, if he did that, like knowing that he would be knocked out,
Yes.
do you think that they all die because it got so cold, like in Payne Stewart, there was frost on the inside of the plane, or do you think that they?
I don't think that's what kills you. It's the lack of oxygen.
Yeah.
No, but you think they
Right?
die before they hit? The
Oh,
water?
fuck yeah.
Oh, I think so,
Yeah,
too.
they'd be dead.
They didn't find anything on his flight simulator either. The FBI has finished
Imagine being
that
the
shit
one
up.
alive guy on that plane.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
What if there's somebody out there still treading water?
Oh, jeez.
What were they drinking?
And out there.
Water.
Yeah.
It's odd though because there's the co-pilot. Now, if you start depressurizing the cabin, isn't he going to notice something's amiss?
Well, obviously, you get him in on it and go, look, I'm going to kill all of us, and you convince him.
Oh, okay. You talk him into it.
No, you hit him with a
Gotta be
fucking
quite a
fire
good salesman.
Hey, hey, Harry, I'm going to get a coffee. What's that? That's your first coffee.
I'm going to get a coffee.
That's your first move right there.
There you go. I'm going to get a coffee.
Hey, here's the last words. Why are you picking up the fire escape?
Yeah, that's what we found on the black box.
Yeah.
That was the pinging we heard.
Hey, be careful with that thing.
All right, that makes sense.
Dull thud of metal.
You knock them out.
Got to worry about this now when I fucking fly?
Yeah.
Suicidal pilots?
You always assume the pilots, got it together.
The fuck?
And apparently not.
They call it isn't that murder-suicide? You take him to what a selfish fuck.
That's mass murder.
Do it yourself.
Yeah,
Steal the plane at night, you jerk off.
Does that go in the books as
it should.
Like the mass
in
murderer
my book,
as one of the biggest mass murderers?
Yeah.
I would imagine it has to.
I put him right up there.
Yeah.
And you find
a
that
lot of fucking people.
And we've learned that there's a lot of garbage in the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything they say, this is the greatest lead we've had so far.
It's just garbage.
It's a fishing net and a fucking Barbie doll. And
the tsunami in Japan, that shit's still floating out there.
Probably.
They're finding shit from the Titanic. And
shipping containers for some reason they're falling off of boats.
I took a dump off a boat in high school. I'm sure that floated. Everything goes in the Indian Ocean.
That's the place to go.
I dropped my watch at my fucking cousin's pool.
Yeah.
How hilarious!
We still can't find
God
it.
Damn, it's fucking.
Good luck finding the fucking.
Perfect sense.
Let's come up with another phrase out of the needle in a haystack. I'm tired of that.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
How about a cock in a cock pile?
There you go.
No one has ever lost a needle in a haystack. So why would we even use that?
You wouldn't
came
even
up
look
with
for it.
Plus,
You just get a new needle.
All you'd have to do is fucking get a metal detector. You'd find it in 3 seconds.
Come on.
Exactly.
Or burn
Kurt Cobain own a farm?
Right. Or just burn the haystack until.
There you go. What's left? The needle.
You don't need the haystack. What do you need that shit for?
The needle's on top. I mean, how long after you drop a needle in a haystack do you realize, oh, nerds, I needed that?
They did that on Mythbusters one time, though. Find a needle in a haystack.
How did they do it?
There were a couple of different methods. One was, I think one was burning it.
Right.
And another one was magnets. Really strong magnets.
Yeah, or how about you fucking have a horse do it and then you search his shit? You see,
a horse eating the hay?
Yeah, and then when the horse goes, and tips over, you know you found it.
Oh, floating the hay in water. There was another one.
But
look, we're learning.
But the needle would never be far into the haystack. Well,
you got to shake it
Put
around.
heroin in the needle and bring out a bunch of drug addicts. You'll find it in 3 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Think. You got to think.
Hold on. CNN has gone with every theory. I didn't hear this one. Suzanne in New Hampshire. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Suze.
Hi, guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. I'm good. I was in the car the other day, and CNN was floating all kinds of theories, and I heard the tail end of an expert saying that possibly they could have given the co-pilot some kind of laxative, or they waited until he had to go to the bathroom, and then the pilot
maybe
if he leaves the cockpit.
Sure. No, but
no one's noticing these shenanigans.
First
one
of all,
pilot goes into the bathroom, the other pilot gets up to lock him in.
What are we looking for? A shit-filled toilet in the Indian Ocean?
They lock the flight deck.
Yeah, what happens is, though, I mean, and maybe the flight attendant comes on. There's always someone that comes on to fill that space, just in case the guy has a stroke or a heart attack. The door can be open, but who knows? Maybe it's easier to incapacitate a flight attendant than it is.
Oh, well, they did say,
sucker
go
punch.
get me a cup of coffee. I mean, but it was when they floated that by.
Well, they also said that it could have been a black hole, so I don't really watch CNN
bring my
for this
wife into
anymore.
this.
I do believe also that the pilot, whoever's left on the flight deck when the other one goes to the bathroom, has to put on oxygen.
Why is it a deck?
Does he really?
I know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They have to put on oxygen while...
Just in case.
Yeah. So that would be a perfect thing to do. You fucking wait till he takes a piss... You put on oxygen. Now he's not suspect that you're putting oxygen on. And then you just depressurize the cabin. He's cool for a little while to do whatever he's got to do while everyone else is passed out.
We just figured it out. No more talk about this.
That's not what the theory I heard was that he told the co-pilot, he said, hey, do me a favor. Go back in the coach and get me some minestrone soup. Because that's what it was. They didn't have any in business.
Minestrone
And the
soup.
co-pilot was walking, and he's in business, and he looks back, and like, remember De Niro in Goodfellas? When he goes, no,
No, over there.
Yeah.
No, in there. I have to go.
That's a great. I didn't know that.
That would make sense.
It's funny,
now.
Miss. I was hoping that you'd get hung up on, but you made a great call. Thank you.
That's
Quit watching CNN, will you?
Yeah.
You know,
Enough
I
of that.
wasn't watching. I was flipping through the channel.
All right.
Oh, why? You wanted to watch faux news?
For Christ's sake, what are you doing?
You're panicking.
You should be
live free or
live free or die. Oh yeah, a real fucking red state, New Hampshire.
Oh yeah, yeah. Live free or die.
Blue as my balls.
Because it's a state of dead people now.
All right, guys, gotta go to work.
All right, take care of yourself.
Right.
Yeah, thank you for the call.
All right.
Can't get there from here.
Yeah.
That was always a
How you
scary
doing?
license plate as a kid. Live free or die. Why?
Yeah.
What happened?
They don't really follow through, do they? With their politics
they
up there,
don't.
do they?
They don't.
Spilling over from Massachusetts.
Another one.
That bastion of fucking left
And
wing.
what are we talking about? We live in a fucking horrible,
Oh, it's fucking
awful,
blue.
why go out and vote state?
Yeah.
Just the worst. Cuomo now got his fucking mitts in there.
I know.
Seven fucking rounds in my gun. And then people get arrested for having 10 rounds in the gun. Legal, legitimate gun owners that have never done anything are being arrested for having 3 bullets too many in their magazine.
Who
in their
comes up
gun.
with these arbitrary?
How does that
fucking-
make anyone any safer? To take somebody that didn't hear of the law, didn't misinterpret, left in the morning, just loaded up his magazine and slapped in the gun without thinking about how many rounds he's allowed to carry. And do you think that's translating to people that are using illegal guns for crimes?
Absolutely.
And they're going, up. Yo, man, get those rounds out that gun.
Yeah.
Why do they have to have that?
Hey, what kind of accent was that?
Because that is the majority of gun crimes.
Those weren't deer hunters. I'll tell you that much, Anthony.
Yeah, it's kind of silly.
It is silly.
They're not going to follow the same.
That's why
laws.
I just wound up loading 7 rounds in my magazine and carrying 2 extra mags with 7 rounds apiece in it. So now I
Ooh,
carry a
you're always
fuckload of
thinking.
bullets instead of I would have just had 10 bullets.
That's good thinking.
Now I carry 21 bullets with me.
He has those hat that you put 2 beer cups in it, but they're filled with fucking magazines.
Yes, just bullets.
Just 2 beer cans with bullets.
Bullets
Yeah, what
in
are you
them.
doing? My head is heavy with bullets.
I love bullets.
My chin is on my fucking chest because I've got bullets in my hat. Creep.
Phil in Philly.
A
Phil.
law that does nothing.
Phil.
Guys,
Hey.
Phil.
Hi, Phil.
That's like Jersey calling us.
that's next. I just visited niggermania.com.
Oh,
that website is old and awful, just like Anthony. It is terrible.
Oh.
And there's like no content on there.
What?
It's like a 2003 layout.
No, you go to the message board.
Oh,
No, it's all. Don't go to the. You just go to the message board. It's all about the message board.
I felt like Jesse Jackson targeted a drone at me.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I should have been a little more specific. Why you
don't
going
like the
there?
website, Phil?
I'm not going.
No,
It's like being caught with child porn on your computer.
It really is
What,
these days.
Niggermania? I think it's terrible. I think of course it's legal and it should be legal,
yeah.
but I find most people that will go on there and post all this stuff most of them are just these fucking cowards that will never say stuff.
You can't say that
Well,
stuff.
yeah, but you and I can't either. Like, people always go, yeah, but you guys have jobs. I can't come on and do this without any, you know what I mean? And it's
Well,
like,
if somebody wants to have a forum to be racist or to voice their opinion in the most horrible language possible, why should they have their jobs threatened? And
then we should live in a place where we fight for each other's fucking
that would be nice and sweet.
abilities to not get fired for stuff like that.
But it's not going to happen.
Yeah, but those guys wouldn't fight for anybody's ability either. Those guys are part of it.
So until then, a certain aspect of your freedom of speech should be cut off because there's this lingering threat over your head that you're going to lose your livelihood.
I'm not saying it should be illegal for them to do it. I just find them to be cowards.
Basically, it's not illegal, but that's a technicality at this point that it's not illegal. There are penalties for voicing an opinion. And I'm not talking about inciting a riot or inciting violence against somebody. I'm talking about just putting your statements, your opinions out there in hard, harsh language. That has now a penalty that is equivalent, in some cases, worse than a jail sentence because you're losing everything you own.
No, I didn't. What I'm saying is, it's not. It shouldn't be illegal to use fake names. I'm saying I'm not saying that you shouldn't be allowed to do that. I just think they're cowards.
Oh,
and
okay.
there's
You could call them
always
cowards,
there has always been that penalty here with what you said. It's changed. You could say on Niggermania, you could say in the 50s, you can't say now. It's just kind of flipped. There's always been shit you couldn't say here. Always.
There used to be a lot more impact in what you had to say for it to affect your life than there is now. Now it's just if you insult someone, if your opinion differs from somebody's and they call you a racist, you could lose your job. In the old days, you used to have to incite a riot. You used to have to do something, tell someone to kill somebody. It wasn't just a basic opinion.
In the old days, if you insulted the church at a certain level, there was a tremendous penalty for that. In the old days, in certain part, and I mean back
Who was losing their jobs over insulting the church? I don't think anybody.
I think that's if people.
We watch people by the week losing their jobs for insensitive remarks on groups. That isn't freedom of speech.
It's not. It's disgusting. Yeah. But again, if we're not going to be consistent with it, we have to fucking be consistent.
But that speech will go away if we don't let people be anonymous and post those things. That speech will just go away.
People should be defending. I have no problem with them saying what they want to say as themselves. I don't think they should be fired. I think they should be allowed to say
they
it.
will be.
But again,
you think
that's the fucking environment we've created where we just, and I don't mean you and I, but I mean that we don't stick up for each other. People don't stick up for each other's right to say shit
You're right.
like that.
They don't. So in the meantime,
but I still don't go on forums
until
and
this
do it.
wonderful utopia happens where we're able to do this with impunity. We have to not use our real names so we can get our points of view out there in the public eye without being penalized.
I don't fucking use. I've never used a fake name for anything.
I know,
and I can't go on and say that stuff. And you know what I mean? Not that I want to say what they say on Nigger, but there are plenty of things I've wanted to say that were brutal.
Right.
Where I'm like, I have to think, and I'm not saying that's the way it is, but I fucking operate as myself all the time, and people know how I feel.
I do it too. I get into a lot of debates on Twitter and stuff, and it's my real name. You know where I am. You know that, and I speak very openly about things. I'm not. I try not to be offensive in the common sense of the word. People are offended by what I'm saying, but I try to think out what I'm saying so it's not like, oh, you're in trouble. That's like one of the biggest fears is that I'm going to post something that is taken either out of context or blown out of proportion. I'm just having a discussion. That comes in with what we were talking about with that guy that called up the other day. And I said, he goes, we need to have an open discussion about race. And I'm like, oh, that's great until the white guy opens his mouth with an open discussion. And then he loses his job. He's a racist. Everything else. Everyone wants an open discussion until you have it.
Yeah. All that's true. And I agree with you completely. Yeah. I'm only talking about the attitude those guys take on those sites. Like they're these defenders and they're these fucking little cunts who won't use their real names. It's like, don't come off like that. Just say, I hate niggers. Say it in that fucking tone. But don't act like you're this fucking balls to the wall knight when you're hiding behind fucking N-Hater 22-L.
But I think...
Oh my God, you got me.
I'm 21, so I recognize it.
But I
you know
think
what I mean? That's what bothers me.
The penalty is so severe that why would anyone in their right mind put their real name on something, even if you do believe it?
The same reason I don't go out and say some of the most... And again, it's not that I want to say that particular... But there's fucking horrendous shit I've wanted to say and not been able to. And it is frustrating. But I have to fucking deal with that, and I deal with that under my real name. It's just a pet peeve of mine. I just hate it.
I kind of like that ideologies get out there, even if it isn't with anonymous posts. I kind of like that it's still getting out there.
They should be allowed to be anonymous. I don't think...
Because it's a fuck you to the people that are trying to curtail everyone's freedom of speech by being the morality police out there. It's disgusting.
No, I'm going to pretend to be one way when I'm really another way. Because you know they don't have that moral courage in their daily lives. Mm-hmm. That's the same guy that walks in. He doesn't shun the black guys in his life. Oh, hi, how are you? It's completely, here's my fake personality. Your personality is real. Everyone knows this is what Anthony Cumia says. This is how Anthony Cumia feels. Like it or don't like it. You're not hiding. There's not one black guest that would come in here and not be able to research every single thing
everything
you've ever said.
Yeah.
So to me, there's a reality in what you're saying. At least you are being you.
And we got a guy that has been affected by exactly what you're talking about. Phil in Brooklyn, retired NYPD. What's up, Phil?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hi, Phil.
I worked with a guy, and he was working the West Indy Day Parade, And in the parade, there's a guy he's covered in oil, and he just sprinkles people with oil. I don't know if it's a Haitian thing or whatever. And he took a picture of this guy and put it on his Facebook, and he just wrote filth, like as in dirty. And the next day, the Daily News called him up.
Oh, shit.
He was in the paper the next day, and he was called down to internal affairs just for saying that word.
And that's the climate we have to fucking end. Like, that to me is sickening. But again, everyone has
saying
to...
what word?
Filth. And referring to somebody in the community as filth.
Just posting a picture of a guy and then putting filth under it. And
well,
he got...
no, you got to fight back. You got to stop whining about it.
We have to fight back.
Yeah. It wasn't just a guy. He was spraying, what'd you say, oil on everybody?
Oil. It's a ritual they do. Like, they spray oil on people when they see them. And, of course, when they see the cops at the parade, they take a handful of oil and hit it on them so they get filthy. That's what they do.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of a fuck you to the...
Yeah, we great to have the third world rituals.
yeah, right.
But we don't defend that stuff either.
Fifth Avenue.
We don't defend that stuff either. We got to defend. We have to defend people for being able to give real opinions without getting in trouble either. But everyone just kind of sits and watches each other get strung up publicly. It's
honestly, you do have to defend things that you find reprehensible.
Yes.
You don't have to like it. You don't have to participate in it. But you do have to allow it to exist.
Well, yes.
And but that's something a lot of people don't even realize. They think that they have this right to not hear something, but that is you don't have a right to not
be offended. They think they have a right to not be offended.
Yeah, that's not a right
Freedom
at
of
all.
speech is it's created to defend unpopular speech. Not fucking, I mean, that's why it's there.
Yeah, everybody. If it's fucking happy-go-lucky speech, it's like no one cares.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like I say, my ears are not garbage cans.
Oh, what your butt is.
Jesus.
It's all about Jimmy's asshole.
I know.
Garbage
cum holder. Just kidding. Just piling on myself.
Of course.
Dan in North Dakota. Dan.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Welcome aboard, Dan.
Well, I appreciate it. The thing about that is everyone's just a little scared to even talk about, anything.
Yeah.
Like at my job, you go, oh, hey, they have this whole memo saying if you say this word and this person finds it offensive, you could be fired. So it's not just about the nigger issue. It's about everything.
No, dude, I know what you're saying.
Their feelings are hurt.
You're right. And that's a sick fucking thing that we have allowed to happen by not defending each other.
It grew out of the racial thing, though.
It did grow out of the racial thing.
It started with a racial thing. And now it's spread to fucking women and gays.
Other
and
groups
fucking
saw the success of how you could just call someone a racist and knock them right down and said, well, now you're a homophobe.
And we said this was going to happen. If you remember.
Yes. Political correctness is created to stifle white heterosexual males, basically.
Well,
Show me a black guy getting in trouble for saying something about a white guy or a gay woman or a fucking female comedian getting in trouble for shitting on him.
Ain't gonna happen.
No, it all depends on the group. Like, you know who black people get in trouble by? Asian groups. Because Asian groups don't have a guilt with black people. They have, if black people say, radio hosts say shit about Asians, they fucking go right after them as much as they go after white guys.
They're, fucking stealing their bodega shit.
yeah. But you know what started political correctness? Hold on, I'm
kidding, by the way. That was a joke.
Andrew Dice Clay. I can't think of anything right before that, but he, with the women's groups and the gay jokes, and then people saw results when they went after him because they yanked his movie deal.
He was such a lightning rod at
But I'm trying to think of what before Dice, because Dice, I think, was responsible for a huge part of political correctness without meaning to, was they went after him, they got his movie yanked out. What before that was the real lightning rod for it?
Well, no, I don't know, but if you watch movies from the 80s now, you can see it taking shape, the political correctness. Like Philadelphia, that movie, all the old white guys are in the sauna making gay jokes and shit.
All the bad old white guys.
Every movie from the 80s, you can see it, where the guys start to get stupid and the wife is strong. Just watch all the movies you can see it taking hold. Now it's at a level I never thought it would get to. But as far as a single, other than a single person before Dice, that
maybe he was I hate to see Strawberry Girls back, but maybe that was it had started like maybe you said in the 80s, and then when that happened, it was people was like pow, and they got results.
That was a big one.
And then Kennison
was in that same world.
Yeah.
But like Rickles were doing it for years, never
grandfathered in, I think.
Yeah.
And he was doing it without cursing necessarily. There was something, and he hit everybody.
And what's fun about that?
Exactly. What is that, better? Oh, fucking. I'm black. You're black. I'm white. Them's the breaks. Oh, was he funny?
Jack, what do you got for the show, buddy?
Hey man, Jimmy, he's like the little Jewish guy in school that used to walk up to the black guys and go, "Hey, you know him over there? He just called you a nigger." You know, he's one of those pussies that walks around. That's right. My thing. I'm a liberal. I'm a nerd. I can't get any chicks. I'm an ugly little douchebag. So liberal, self-righteous guy. That's me. I'm Mr. Self-righteous.
Yeah, very liberal.
That's him.
Very liberal.
It's easy to be liberal because you just take a stand.
But it's hard to be, I guess, a real dyed-in-the-wool conservative American like you, right, Jack?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Jack.
You know, we join the military. We do the right thing.
I know
we pay
you
our
do.
taxes, we do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And little faggots like you run around talking about sucking dick and taking it in the ass.
Yeah, so what? What do you fucking don't like when I tell cute stories? Hold on, joke blocker. Let my friends laugh. Timing of diarrhea in the ninth inning. Hold on, real red, white, and blue American BLEW.
Dime a dozen. You're nothing. You're just a little tool. That's all you are.
I am, but you know what, stupid? You listen to me. So sit in your car, bitch boy, and keep your fucking ears tuned.
How many priests fucked you in the ass there, dickhead?
Can I answer your question? Can I hold on, fake angry white guy?
Around while they're fucking you. Is that why you hate Christians?
Let me. I don't hate Christians.
Oh, you're Mr. Liberal. Listen, man, you're done. You know, you're done.
But you're still gonna listen, aren't you?
You're so easy.
You're still gonna listen.
There's a million of you out there.
Good. Yeah, a million tranny lovers. We should rise up and help the transsexuals get what they deserve, which is big hugs.
I'm Mr. Self-righteous. Ooh, Jimmy, everybody's a racist, and that's my thing.
Everyone's a racist.
What? Blah. You're done, man. Nobody cares.
But you do. You called up and you needed to talk to me.
Nobody cares.
You care.
Great.
Yeah. Jack, you care.
I can feel it. I can hear it in your voice. I upset you, and that's what I wanted to do.
Oh,
have a nice day.
No, not really.
Did he upset
but
you?
that, by the way, for a real military guy, you think like a woman.
That was a military guy?
Oh, yeah. We joined the military. But it's like then you call up and go, I just wanted to affect. That's a fucking chick thing to do.
Hey, by the way, at Joe_Trucker. At Joe_Trucker. Thank you.
Oh, he'll get a lot of lovely.
Let's say hi to Cameron.
Joe
the Trucker.
Toronto. Cameron.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hi, Cameron.
This is socialist.
Hey, I just wanted to. Yeah, we are socialist fucks up here. I hate it.
Yeah. All right, I guess you're great on that. Nice talking to you.
God
Bye-bye.
bless. I just wanted to know why Jimmy cares so much if people use an anonymous name online. He's free to use an anonymous name online, too. I'm sure Anthony doesn't use his real name on Niggermania.
No, I actually, I'm not signed up to any websites. I just visit as a guest on many websites. You could even look at who I follow on Twitter. You'll see I actually follow a lot of militant black sites, horrible liberal sites. So I do run the gamut to get my info.
Cameron, you don't see where that could be cowardly at times, though?
Yeah, no, it certainly can be cowardly at times, but I think also what's cowardly is people going after it sometimes, overreacting.
But I'm not saying going after it, Cameron. I'm not saying that it should be not allowed what they're doing. I'm just saying I personally find them to be cowards and fake like rebels and tough guys, and it annoys me.
I don't think they're all cowards, though.
But I'm answering you why I don't like it.
That they wouldn't say in public, but a lot of these people are saying things that they would say in public, but they're too afraid of irrational backlash.
But I'm
that's definitely part of it.
I'm explaining to you why I hate it. I hate it because to me it's symbolic of what we have become, which is just these fucking little pussies. We don't, and the same mentality that hides their name on Niggermania or any other fucking radical site like that. That mentality I hate just as much as the people who don't defend Stephen Colbert or don't defend people who say racist stuff. Like we just all want to fucking sit back and protect our own little stuff, and we don't give a shit what the next person has to deal
Jimmy,
with.
when hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. Could you hold on for 1 second, sir?
Hold on.
Do you have an earpiece on your phone, sir? Yes. I am just. Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second, Jimmy. What do you think about the people that black themselves out when they're doing an interview because they feel they're in danger of? Do you feel they're pussies?
No, not at all.
Now, isn't that very similar? They're afraid of repercussions. No, but based on who they are and what they're going to say.
That's true, but I think we understand the difference between the mafia killing you and I want to say nigger and I don't know how to say black on a website. To me, there's a different thing that we kind of understand what the difference is. Like, I'm not saying that to me, I would be a fake if I said that. Yeah, show your face. I wouldn't show my face if the cartel was after me. You know what I mean? No, I think that's a completely different thing.
In, relatively speaking, I think some of the repercussions that you can get just by speaking openly about race and religion or homophobia, relatively speaking, it could ruin your life. You're not going to get your head cut off. I understand that. But losing your job, maybe your family, maybe that seems to be
But there's
pretty
also
bad
a lot
too.
of guys that are anonymous that they know damn well they're not going to lose their jobs for what they're saying, and they still choose to be cowards.
Yes, and
I kind of understand.
true.
I understand Jimmy's point.
That's true.
And
I
we
mean,
should and then fuck the rest of us then. Because when Phil Robertson said what he said about gay people, I didn't like it or agree with it. I still defended him. And he never should have suffered a penalty for that.
Right.
And enough people went on Facebook and said, fuck you, A&E.
Right.
And what happened? They put him back on.
Right.
So if people would just stop sitting on your fucking fat asses and just speak up and go on Facebook or wherever we can speak up, they would stop penalizing everybody. But we don't. We just sit there and watch it happen because we secretly like it.
Hold on. The latest one is Colbert. How many people stood up for Colbert when all
A
that
lot of
went
people
down?
did.
So it's proven that we could push back and get some things
absolutely.
done.
He's almost untouchable, but yeah.
Well, as far as Colbert goes, I was happy when he got in trouble because he makes a living mocking guys like O'Reilly, and he feeds that politically correct crowd. He feeds that crowd.
He almost seems
and
untouchable
and sometimes
at that point.
it came back to bite him in the ass.
On a
Do
level
you
like,
see what I'm saying? And I like
see what
Colbert.
you're
I met him
saying.
at tough. He's smart and funny.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it, really. But I'm just saying, he feeds that politically correct machine by mocking.
And felt untouchable because of it.
And they turned around and bit him in the ass. The monster that he helped create with Jon Stewart. And so that was my take on it. It's like, good, he get fucking bit in the ass. But I don't want him off the fucking air.
No, of course not.
Just the mentality that people do is what's disturbing. The fact that that's Suey Park and they went after him. And I watched her interviewed on the Huffington Post, Huffington Post Live, and they said that the guy really killed her. But the guy wasn't that bad to her at all. But you could see she was like, well, white men feel entitled to interrupt me. And it's like, but the thing is, people only like she probably would be one of the first ones to go, don't generalize, or generalizing is wrong. And then, but that type of generalization,
You could generalize about white men.
Exactly.
Oh boy, can you ever?
And this myth that it's only okay to punch up when you're doing jokes is people's excuse on why what they're saying is okay, but why what Nick is saying or somebody else. Well, you're punching down. No, whichever way you want to punch it. Is it?
Why
It's
punch
a joke.
down when you could kick?
Well, but you know what I'm saying. A joke is it's all bets are
I
off.
love this notion I'm part of the oppressor. Meanwhile, I'm making $25 at the Comedy Cellar. Yeah, I'm stepping on your throat. Shut up, you fucking what? I did an Asian on my podcast. My last podcast was telling a story about me and my wife in a restaurant, and this Asian woman was drunk and like belligerent and fighting with people at her table and in English. And it was bugging me. It was ruining my dinner. So I just started going, and I started doing it louder, trying to get their attention.
Right.
And other tables were looking at me, and my wife's getting all embarrassed. But it was a story I told on my podcast. But then I look at my Twitter yesterday, and some girl said, thank you for doing the Asian accent. And I didn't know if she was saying that sarcastically.
Yeah, what?
If that's somebody who's going to get me in trouble.
Right.
Or,
See, just that you have to think that now.
I don't think it.
It's the weirdest. No, that you got to think like, is this going to get me in trouble? Like, I don't want to fucking think that.
I don't think it when I'm doing it. But I'm at with the tweet.
The tweet
I didn't
is
understand.
like,
thank you for doing an Asian accent.
You didn't even think about it.
And I was trying to look at her. I was trying to look at her. What do you call it? The profile pic to see what she was.
Yeah, let me see what you are.
I mean, I'm fucking. This is what I should be writing jokes. I'm going.
That's what you're dealing with.
Cameron, Jack Sue's niece is going to fucking get me fired.
You good, Cameron?
Oh, yeah, I just have one more point. I agree with Jimmy that it's gross how the majority of Americans...
About what? I'm sorry, sir.
Sorry, what?
I didn't hear what you said. You agree with me on what?
I agree with you that it's gross how most Americans are going after guys like Colbert and Paula Deen and stuff, but it's not every single American, so why should the individual be punished for the majority?
Because I don't want to see the individual punished. I just found that as a country...
And that's why I use an anonymous name then.
I feel that we have always been selective in what we fight for, and it's like if we're not consistent, then we're fucking frauds, and it drives me nuts that people, because I know as a person, I defend people I don't agree with. I defend people who say things that I think are repulsive. I never once wanted someone to get in trouble for what they said, and I speak out against it. Definitely. So if I'm doing it and someone else isn't doing it rationally and respect, then fuck that other person.
It separates us from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
The freedom of speech thing is what we should really... And the people that come here from other third world shitholes and from oppressive dictators should fucking celebrate it, not join the other side.
Join the,
making
join
fun
the
of a
people that
Hispanic. You should be fucking glad we have this
because you're
First Amendment
allowed
right
here to do that. So in turn, you could sit there and badmouth whoever the fuck you want to without worrying about being penalized for it.
Words hurt. No, they don't. They don't fucking hurt.
No.
Another side of this, we got. Thank you. We got to move on. All right. Another side of this, we got a business owner that has a point to make. Big Bad John. Ooh. What's up, Big John?
Good morning. Hey, you got a great point on the free speech thing, but it goes both ways in terms of expression. So if you're a business owner, particularly, like you, the individual, own the business, you have a right to be able to select what kind of individuals you want working for you and representing you and your brand and your own name.
Sure.
And so you got to be able to say, hey, like if this person is acting in a way outside of the workplace that could come back and impact my business, then you have to be able to have that say and be able to say, you know what, that's not okay.
So
I'm going to make a choice. I mean, it's not so black and white as to say.
Well,
hey,
I think that's where the anonymity comes into it also. You could have somebody that does a fantastic job. He's one of your top employees that goes home and puts a manifesto out on the internet about race or homophobia or misogyny, and it doesn't affect him at work at all. But if he was named, they would trace it back and go, oh, here's where he works. Let me send this to his boss, see what kind of monster he has working there. I don't think that's fair.
I agree with you. And if we lived in a place where a boss would look at that and go, wow, man, that stinks that this guy said that, but I can't fire him for it, then that's what we're supposed to be.
But what if now people say, I'm not going to buy stuff from his company because he has people working there that'll like this. You're saying everyone should be like of the same mindset. That'll never happen.
No, I know
that's not at all what I'm saying.
Not you, sir. No, he's talking to Jimmy. But you're right.
Jimmy
we won't all be at the same
mindset. Jimmy.
We won't all be in the same mindset. But then again, let's just not pretend that we're this fucking free speech oasis when there has always been shit people got in trouble for, always been relationships that weren't allowed or opinions that weren't allowed. Always. We've always claimed the same thing about free speech and freedom to have this, and it has always been a fucking fight or, well, this is okay, but that's not okay.
I understand.
It's always been sectioned
off. You could go back to, have you ever been a member of the Communist Party?
Come on.
And they were blackballed.
Those were the good old days?
No, I understand that. Well, but now it's just so much more of just a casual idealistic idea will get you so fucked now. Your opinions of facts, just your opinions of fact-based things that happen. If you voice them, you are, like I said, racist, homophobe, whatever it is.
Well, so much more of our opinions now are going out, too. Don't forget, back then, you didn't hear everyone's every thought. So now, instead of once occasionally, there's 5,000 things you've said.
I had 4,000 downloads last week.
I think it is because we all want to be heard. Yeah. So it is. There's almost a selfish aspect to it now where it's like, oh, I need to be heard. You need to. It's like,
you think that would help the situation?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Put sunlight as a disinfectant. Everybody, we're all aware that it's too politically correct. So let's all join in and go, fuck this. We should be able to say what we want.
Because everybody turning around and calling someone out and trying to get them fired and fuck them is also writing shit that a bunch of other people want him fired and fucking
every
penalized.
One of us can be bitten by it.
Yes.
We should be uniting, man.
Yeah. That's that marketplace. So if you say something that is purely offensive to one group, it's probably going to be appealing to another group. And if you decide that you as a person want to spend your time or raise your profile to say, hey, I'm going to say things that I know that are controversial, you also have to accept that there's risk in that, and you have choices to make to say, hey, maybe that means that I don't fit into the job or I got to go sit into the cube. And they want everybody to
I understand that.
Now.
You're right. It is getting stifling, and that's just it. I understand with every right we have, there's a responsibility. That's understood. And even with the freedom of speech, there's a responsibility that goes along with everything you say. But there shouldn't be this overwhelming responsibility to not offend people, because that's not what it's supposed to be.
That's right.
I'm not going to incite a riot. I'm not going to slander or libel people. Those are the responsibilities that you have to have with the freedom of speech. Not saying, here's my commentary on inner city crime. Here's my commentary on gays in scouting. Here's my commentary on women and their abilities in the workplace. Those shit things will get you fired
fired now.
Well, that's because underneath, like that again, all that goes into how full of shit we kind of are sometimes. Like if we just admitted, yeah, this is who we are and this is how we think, we wouldn't be punishing each other so much. But we all like to sit there and it's the same reason Paula Deen got in trouble for saying nigger 35 years ago, and people act like Matt Lauer and everyone. Oh,
they
how
were so
could
disgusted
when we all have said racist
phony,
stuff.
Of course,
phony shit that they laid
bullshit.
on her. Oh, you.
She was being robbed when she said it, too.
Yeah, but that's exactly it.
Can we bring that into the argument?
Just bring that
Seriously, I hate to bring that fact into it.
God.
But there's ever a time where you might want to drop the N-word.
You might think of hateful
Can we make
things.
a fucking caveat for her there? Jesus Christ.
There might be some words that come to mind when that's happened to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, you.
You go over my head.
You've been warned. Who the fuck, you, Barrymore?
There's a big difference from when a celebrity or somebody's vilified, and I completely agree with you on that. But when you think about social media and everything today, I mean, you're choosing to put yourself out there.
That's true.
The word will
That's a
get
good
out.
point. I agree with you.
You should still. Years ago, you wrote a hateful letter to the editor and signed your name to it. You might cause a problem for yourself.
You should still be able to say what you want. Without a problem.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure, just accept the consequences.
But there shouldn't be the consequences that there are, dude. You should be able to say.
But you're saying that there are no social norms. I don't disagree that things don't get out of control, particularly with respect to celebrities and just the
regular
the
people.
pounce mentality.
A cop should be able to go on and say. I'm sorry. A cop should be able to say something that look. Maybe you can say cops are a little different because we do give them a gun and a lot of rights. We give cops a lot of freedom because we trust their ability to handle a gun and to cuff us and take us in a car.
And you're hoping they're unbiased. And
I mean, there's a weird all right, is that an insight into his personality?
Right.
Or who he's dealing with on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, see, that comes into play, too.
All right.
Good job, guys.
All right, thanks, John.
Bear's not going to get in trouble because he's on the right side of politics in show business.
He's over
how it works.
You understand? If that was
oh yeah,
deep
if
shit,
anybody
he's not gonna,
on the right,
he's not going to lose his show.
No,
Will in Ohio. Will.
Impervious.
Man, Mr. Jim Norton, I am so pissed off because you know why?
Why?
Because I'm not going to be in Tampa April 11th and 12th at Side Splitters.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. Edit that from the replay. We don't need that type of talk. Don't you dare edit
terrible.
that from the replay.
Seamless.
He's very pissed at you.
Thank you. Don't be
Absolutely
mad at me.
seamless. All right.
I have a funny joke I'm going to do in Tampa.
Yeah.
Oh?
I'm like, Florida. I wonder why this place looks like a boot. What's it going to look like? Kick? I'll work it out.
Holy shit!
I wish we ended the show cold right there.
Yeah, me too.
A slow motion car crash.
No, you know what we need right now? A fire in the door.
You want one more? Charlie?
All right.
Let's go to Charlie or Charlie. It depends where he's from. Charlie, what's up?
Yeah, I was just. Why are you guys still worried about being allowed to offend people? That's what I don't understand.
Because it's not being allowed to offend people. It's being allowed to voice your opinion. But a lot of times your opinion will offend people regardless.
Exactly. I understand that. But, why are you worried? If you're going to say something offensive, you should know that you may catch some shit for it, like losing your job.
Let me ask you
he's bought into it.
No.
But
who's judging what's offensive,
Are you for gay marriage or against gay marriage?
I could care less.
Okay, all right. Way to take it. But let's just say you're for gay marriage, and I'm for gay marriage. That's a very offensive stance to a lot of people in this country. So, I hate gays is
Apparently
offensive.
not. It's passing in every fucking.
But I mean, a lot of people find gay marriage repulsive on a fucking deep religious level.
Yeah.
So me being for is an extremely offensive opinion to those people. No matter where you stand, you're offending somebody, sir.
Yeah, so who's judging what is so offensive that you should lose your job over it? Because
what I mean is with that website. What was it called?
Young people of color mania.
So that one.
Silly Goose
why
Mania.
should you really be allowed to? I guess you're allowed to put.
How could you say why should you be allowed? You should be
I've
allowed.
heard you guys say the N-word 10 times in the show already. But that's
So
in what context?
But you know the context, and you're saying
something for that. But no, but people may be offended.
They probably
But I don't
will
care.
be. They probably will be. But those are people that would be offended regardless of the context of the language.
Right. Right. If they're mad at me, instead of being mad at me or Anna, what they should do first is write a letter to Nicki Minaj, who dropped it 40 times in Looking Ass Nigga. Yeah. Which, by the way, phenomenal.
You like that song,
I
Jimmy,
genuinely
now?
love that song.
Yeah,
Fucking non-mogul ass nigga is the best thing ever said in a song. And I stand by that.
What's the phrase?
Looking at it's she says you non-mogul ass nigga, non-mogul ass nigga. I wish someone would say that about me because it's what I am.
They do.
You're gonna get that on Twitter now. Are you good, Charlie?
Yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.
Take care, Charlie.
Thanks, Charlie.
See, he sounds like a young kid who doesn't get what freedom of speech really is.
It really is adorable for how often people call up and go, hey, you old fucks, and this, that, the other thing. It really is this thing where you look at the youth of America
They've bought
and
into
think
it.
like, oh, I remember
They
that.
got him, Anthony. The libs won. They beat
'em.
us. Whether it's dumbing down the education, they have the fucking microphone. Okay.
I think it's very hard for somebody who really hasn't been thrown into the actual workplace yet and having a nice little job while you're going to school or, your first job out of the gate. It's adorable. It's not the real. You haven't been fucking beaten down yet by the actual economy of how this country works. So you could voice your opinions, obviously, but they're not educated opinions. You're ignorant of what it's like to be thrown into the American workplace.
I smoked on stage at Tampa. This is how tightly run the club is. I smoked Thursday night, Friday night, first show Saturday. In between the first, second show, Bobby Giuliano, who's there every night, realized I was smoking on stage for the first time, and I'm not supposed to do it.
No.
And 6 people walked out because I was smoking.
Really?
Yes. And they weren't even close to the stage because I would have seen them get up and leave. But can you imagine being that I'm just saying, I'm making a point about self-righteousness.
Yes.
Leaving a show because I had a cigarette on stage.
You had a cigarette. So obviously they weren't affected by the smoke. They just didn't like that you even had it.
That's my point.
Right.
It's fucking like ideology. Ooh, he's not on our team. We're out of here.
This indoctrination going on. It's been going on for years, and it's finally picking up that steam enough where it's affecting you.
I'll quit smoking.
Affecting people. Yeah.
I'll quit smoke when I see this smoke come off my cigarette, go up your nose, and your head explodes. Then I'll believe in secondary smoke.
Then you'll put
Until
it out.
then, shut your fucking filthy crack.
You know how you know that it's an arrogance against smokers too, is because they're going after the e-cigarettes.
Yeah.
There's a real arrogance.
That has nothing to do with the health or anything.
Where they're making those illegal in the park.
Yeah.
Because fuck
Yes.
that's sickening.
That's
It's
ridiculous.
a cottage industry. E-cigarettes. And how are e-cigarettes, which are not?
Affecting
Yeah, you got to
the non-smokers.
Yes.
It's an arrogance.
It is.
It's the thought that you
That's
got
right.
around our little fucking
That's
rule.
right.
We didn't want you smoking. Technology got around it. No, we still don't want you smoking.
The commercials, it's a cottage industry. They haven't evolved, the non-smoking.
Oh, yeah.
See the commercials?
Yeah.
It's been going on for 10 years now. They're on movie sets.
Oh, the truth commercials. That's
Showing
like-
open hearts with pus coming out. And this is you if you have a candy cigarette. Shut the fuck up.
That's way more offensive, by the way. When
What,
you're
the
just
actual
try-
visuals? you mean?
Yeah, when you're trying to enjoy a program.
They haven't evolved with it, though.
They're fine with that, but then if someone does an Asian accent on a TV
No,
program, they're going to
exactly.
fire
Yeah,
them.
you're
It's like,
sunk.
did you see the commercial for the fucking the cancer eating away the lungs?
Yeah, the lady with no fucking chin in the hut.
Right,
apparently
right.
smoke long
Fingers
enough,
cut off.
you turn into Popeye. You see, you get the whole. I get it.
It's insane, though.
That's dangerous.
That's accepted, but languages, and that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, kid.
Nick's going to be smoking at
No, I
Caroline's
won't
this
be.
weekend.
I can't do it here.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
No smoking in the yard.
It's nickdip.com. He's got the podcast on Riotcast. What else? Nick?
Yeah, nickdip.com, Riotcast, iTunes. What a good. I'm on Twitter. All the other shit.
Yeah, you killed it today, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Nick
a lot
DiPaolo
of fun.
on Twitter.
Having Nick in.
I
Love
thought
it.
that was off, to be honest with you. But thank you.
What are you
Fuck
kidding?
No, you were great.
Fucking love it.
I think we're done. Jimmy, you got anything?
Yeah.
Just Tampa and Caroline's. Coming up, Caroline's 24th through 27th, Tampa 11th and 12th of this month.
Are you being called a liberal on the...
I'm actually not even checking
I think it's
Twitter.
hilarious, by the way.
I know,
because
that's
Jim
hilarious.
Is
A liberal.
so not a liberal.
But it's also like people are just such dummies.
No, it's two camps, and they throw you in one of the other.
Right.
That's
Yeah, 'cause
exactly it.
I'm a hard
Dopes.
right-wing fucking religious right guy.
Say-
Meanwhile, I am the furthest thing from that also.
Yeah, I get that.
I get it. Like
the conservative side. I don't even argue with it anymore. You know, it's like I just okay, whatever. Because of Patrice, the shit I said to him on Tough Crowd. He's gonna be looking down, laughing his balls off, dragging this fucking anchor around my neck for the rest of my career.
Do I love a good abortion? Oh, I couldn't be happier that abortion's illegal.
You should have been one.
God damn it, a bear trap. I stepped right in it.
I thought I was pro-life, and I was listening. They were talking about abortion on the radio in my car. This is true, right? There's 55 million abortions since Roe v. Wade passed, and I was like, that's horrible. Then I went into Dunkin' Donuts, only one guy in front of me in line. I was like, I guess, all right, maybe they have a point. I'm not saying snuff out a kid's life so I can get my latte times. Maybe I am.
I fucking love it, man.
All right, well,
but I'm a conservative.
No.
See you tomorrow.
Later, man.
The Opie and Anthony Show is drawn to a close. Stay tuned to reflect, relive, and get the story behind the story of the finest moments of today's show. Sam Roberts, Opie and Anthony Post Show